around, especially for somebody that travels and interacts with the rest of the world as much as I do, which most people in the U.S. don't. There's always been a stress around my identity, like where I come from, who I am, being American. When I've been in other countries, I've repeatedly been in a situation where you got to apologize for this, apologize for that, say like, hey, I'm sorry, like, hey, right. And some people will be like, why are you apologizing? Be proud of it, right? And look, just let me finish what I'm talking about, because all of that there, it feels really nice to be able to watch a team that represents all of that. Every part of it. I mean, there's a pretty broad, even political spectrum on the U.S. national team that is not hard to find, right? Like, it represents, I think, a lot more parts of the United States than the U.S. national team has ever represented before. And to be able to watch a team like that play the way that they're playing and just, quite frankly, kick ass has been healing in some way. World's not perfect. United States especially. If I was king of the world and president of the United States, I would change a bunch of things. I'm neither. But being able to separate out the national team in your own mind, in my own mind, and be proud of that national team and proud of being American, watching this American national team be able to go out there and not embarrass you. Go out there and like actually be great, and chase the dream. Who knows if they'll actually reach it, right? The chance is an absolute zero because they're still in the damn tournament and they've guaranteed their spot first place in the group after 2 matches, which is insane, by the way. That feeling, I think more than any other, contributed to me getting, I was singing Country Roads loud, and I pulled out of one of the high notes because I got choked up. I was like, I didn't even know what it was. Right? Sometimes you're just living through life, and then all of a sudden you're like, wow, I didn't realize that was something that was even on the table for me to maybe get a little choked up at this game today if we played really well. And and I obviously have spent 5 years of my life in the mountains of Western Virginia, the Appalachian Mountains, and so that song, has even a little more tie to me in my life and my life experience than it does to most people. So all of that just kind of came together for me to be like, this team, I think, has the chance to do something very special. And I'm not just even talking about what it's doing on the field. I'm talking about the fact that I'm probably not alone and being...
Good. Well brushed.
brought back to a place of, this is my America and I'm going to make it mine. And I'm not going to let anybody else tell me what this is supposed to mean or what it's not supposed to mean, because for me, this is what it means. And I like it. And it's healing for me. And I think this team has a chance to heal, the spirit of the U.S. and hopefully a lot of other people in terms of its interaction with the U.S. Sports is always bigger than sports. People are always, it's just a game. I think those people are always fucking wrong, unless it's T-ball, in which case it's not just a game. It's also, all the parents at the T-ball games, failed athletic dreams invested into their 7-year-old. So it's never just a game. There's always more to it than that. And I think in a World Cup, that's magnified by 1 billion, right? There's a ton to this, and it's so complicated and so complex. And you really, if you try and zoom too far out from just yourself, you're just going to get fucking confused in the first place. So being able to go to that game, obviously watching your nation play at a home World Cup and win in dominant fashion, by the way. Probably should have won by more than 2. Aussie fans want me to mention potential penalties. I don't know. You guys were out there axe murdering our players in the same game. Sorry you guys couldn't even get the ball in the first half and look like a JV team, so calm down. It's just a little friendly banter. Just thought I'd sprinkle it in. I love the Aussies. I had a great time with all the Aussie fans. The U.S. just played an exceptionally good game, honestly. In my opinion, the U.S. just played an exceptionally good match. And I am over the moon about where the U.S. could be headed. We'll see what the draw actually ends up being, but the U.S. has basically a friendly match against Turkey in the last match of the group. Good opportunity to rest everybody and then get ready for the round of 32. So that's going to be awesome. But I think especially after the second match, where the match started already with super high expectation and then ended with all of these scenes of American pride and togetherness, I think that there's a lot more momentum to go in that direction. And I think that sort of healing hopefully will have a positive effect on American society as well, because there's so many people in my homeland with a very complex relationship with where they come from. And it's just great to have a national team that's able to embody that and go win. And winning cures everything, right? Okay, I need to get my ass to Vancouver. Rose, I need to get my ass back inside this freaking diner.
Doing that was great, but again, like, I'm a guy, I've done that for 10 years, over 10 years. Like, I'm always someone who's thinking, what's next? What can I do next? And I loved it there, but then I was building the YouTube stuff on the side, and the YouTube stuff is very kind of, you do get a little window to kind of think and go, right, how are we going to position this? And I've got a really good team around me now, editorial team, where we think about what we're going to talk about, what topics, what subjects you're going to go with, and then really drill down into them. So it's a different kind of approach, but two that I really like. And that's why we've got a Rio React segment as well, which is quite live and not sporadic, and like something happens, bang, put something out immediately.
Rio Ferdinand Presents, Rio Meets, Rio Reacts, and there's a Rio Vlogs in there sometimes too. Rio Ferdinand Presents is presented by Crafted. Rio Meets is with Qatar Airways. I'm now learning the importance of brand partnerships in the YouTube empire.
I'm looking for, where's yours? Where's your branding?
So we're coming, don't worry. If the revenue from Rio Ferdinand Presents was a cake, would brand partnerships be the biggest slice?
Yeah, that's where most of the money is. I think that unless you're doing Mr. Beast numbers and those type of guys, they're killing it both ways. But the brand partnership side for us is where the majority of the meat lies. And we've been very fortunate in that sense, and we have some great partners and some really good deals. I mean, the World Cup coming up is going to be amazing. Can't speak too much about it yet, but we've got some great partners that are involved, making it for a real solid, great content packed month. But again, like you say, until you get into it, it's almost like you are learning on the job a little bit here with YouTube, because it is quite a new business. The podcast world is ever evolving, it's ever changing. New models are kind of coming to the fore. So it's trying to stay ahead of that curve to make sure that you are getting the right pieces of each pie that's out there.
How do you think about brand partnerships? Are you negotiating the deals yourself? Do you have a team?
I'm involved. Yeah, I've got a team that source the deals, and the deals come in onto the desk basically, and then we discuss as a team. We've got 6 or 7 guys who look at them, and then we'll all put our input into it, and then we get to a point where we go, yep, that's the one. Let's see if we can take that further. But again, brands, we just wouldn't go with any brand. I think that's important. It's like, where do you think you are, and where does that brand sit alongside your kind of, not morals, but where does it sit is it aligned?
That was going to be my next question.
Yeah.
Is it, where's the check? Or is there a line you won't cross?
Yeah, we've turned down more money from brands that just didn't suit. And it's not really where I see fit with myself. And I think that's fine, because brands will do the same. Brands will go, oh, that person doesn't fit us, not for us. So it's the same the other way. And we've turned down many offers that are big numbers, but it just didn't work for us. Or they might just want too much for what they're paying. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, we're going to give you a massive check, but you've got to almost be a slave to us.
Yeah.
No thanks.
I mentioned the 4 products there. I say products. Presents, Meets, Vlogs, and Reacts. Do you see them as 4 separate shows?
Yeah, completely.
4 separate products, 4 separate brands?
Yeah, we would. There's certain brands that we would talk to, say for Presents, that we would never talk to for Meets.
Yeah.
And the same for Vlogs, and the same for Presents, because they all speak to similar audiences, but there's some of them premium, and others a little bit more kind of like touchable. So, like for instance, the Meets. We're talking to the creme de la creme of football. Do you know what I mean? And we're soon going to branch out to more in different sports and industries. So we can't be talking to the same brand. Those guys need to be on premium brands, top brands that you go, wow, okay. Not to say that the other brands aren't top, but everybody knows that they have a certain level and they're talking to a certain audience and they want to be in a certain space. So Real Meets is, again, you got Beckham, Cristiano. Do you know what I mean? We've got some crazy names coming up that I've done the interviews already with. Do you know what I mean? So we've got to make sure that it sits with the right brand.
More shows coming?
Yeah.
keeping it to those four.
We've got some more stuff coming. So yeah, and we're looking at different areas in the podcast game as well, because it is, like I said before, it's ever changing, and so it's being a podcast house is definitely something that we look at. But the type of just really refining our model, I think, is a huge way to look forward as well. It's a big focus of ours at the moment as well.
It previously was Rio Ferdinand Presents 5.
Yeah.
That was the name of your digital magazine many years ago. Was there a strategy meeting one day and you're like, we're repackaging it?
No, you know what? Chanel's lawyers come on the phone, number 5.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Oh, shit. That's what we said. We woke up one day and I took it after the initial, like, what the fuck? Mm-hmm. Like, anger, it went to, actually, it's a compliment. How are we on Chanel number 5's radar?
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. Did I want to go for a big lawsuit with a company like that? Not really. So their pockets are far deeper than ours.
Pockets,
yeah, exactly. So, yeah, it was just one of those situations where you have to change your mindset and go, actually, yeah, that's a compliment. We'll take that one and we'll move forward. But it was, it's worked out well, to be honest with you, and because it's really defined our different shows now, and we've been able to really like segment it.
Rio Ferdinand Presents is very Rio Ferdinand centric. Do you see a world where you are not the only face of the brand, or is it always going to be you?
Yeah, that's the long-term plan. I think is to kind of transition to being where I'm in and out a little bit, and other people can own that space as well. Because I'm very much I'm a sharer in that sense, and like, again, the YouTubers that are out there, I was probably the first guy to actually engage with these guys from a professional footballer space. The likes of KSI, like, I don't know how many years ago, 15 years ago, I was doing something with KSI. Do you know what I mean? Before anyone even knew he was, like, from our generation. And then all the other guys that come behind him. But that's why I'm always in touch with these guys, chatting away, and I respect what they do. I mean, when we come into it, they're always like act like the fan, but a lot of the guys they're surprised when, like, no, I'm a bit inquisitive about what you're doing. Like, I want to know a little bit more about how you get to where you are and how you stay where you are. What are you doing there? And I sometimes see them in their head thinking, like, right, what Rio asking me these questions? You know what I mean? But I think it's a two-way thing now. These guys are doing some really groundbreaking stuff, and I guess you know now as well how kind of complex it is building a podcast. It's not 100%. As easy as people might just say, I put a camera there and just like start filming, let's go. It's easy. It is that. But then if you want to level up, it becomes a bit more complex.
Well, let's talk about the operation. Give me an idea, the scale of the team, how many people are involved, what's the operation like now? Yeah,
there's about 12 people involved now that we employ, some full-time, some part-time. And it's an ever-moving group as well. That we've got core, and we have some that plug in and out. Do you know what I mean? Because that's just the way that our system works. Because we could get a call. Like the other day, we got a call saying, listen, this player would love to come on and talk. He wasn't even on our list. But it was surprise. Okay, brilliant. Right, up, go. We need to get someone from Manchester or Liverpool, or wherever it is. The one thing
Egypt, which is also in this game, Group G, as the ball goes out of play and it's thrown down the side. I mean, just to illustrate how steep these sands are, I've really got to lean forward, Dion, to see the edge of the pitch here. It's like we're looking over a cliff down onto a Sabutio pitch below.
You know what, as well, it's really hard to see the numbers of the players.
Well, Salamakis has possession on the right-hand side here for Belgium. You can spot him with the socks low down his calves and the blonde hair. Back to Nathan Ngoy, who plays with Lille in France on the halfway line. Just a 6th cap for Ngoy as he passes it to his left-hand side of Brandon Mikela. And Belgium holding on to possession here, spraying it one side to the other across the back four. No visible high press from Iran here. They don't want to get cut too high up the field. As Mounier comes attacking down the right-hand side, that's a poor pass, and he gives possession away. And he's at Talahi is able to clear it up over the halfway line. but can't pick out a teammate. Belgium immediately regain possession. This Iranian team today, by the way, it is the oldest team, not just the oldest Iranian team, not just the oldest team at this World Cup, it's the oldest team to start a game at any World Cup since those records were recorded. They never actually wrote down the ages of the players pre to 1966, but since they've been recording it, no team in a World Cup has ever been older than this Iranian side. It means they are experienced, but are they going to be able to keep up the effort and endeavour over the full 90 minutes here as Belgium earn their first corner of the day down the right-hand side?
Yeah, I'm sure that they'll know about that, and that's when you make the pitch as big as possible. Make those Iranian old legs run as far as you possibly can make them. They'll get tired, and that's when you find the pockets of your good players. Romelu Lukaku stays in between the two centre-halves. We've got our first corner, though.
Corner to Belgium on the right-hand side. Kevin De Bruyne has come across to offer himself as a short option. Lukaku located at the back post. Nathan Ngoy in that area too. All 11 players back defending this for Iran. Belgium in red shirts with a yellow trim, dark shorts and socks. Here comes the corner, in swinging to the edge of the 6-yard box, headed down by Kenani. Comes to Kevin De Bruyne. Low ball into the centre. Lukaku sliding in, and very brave goalkeeping. Almazira Berenvand had to throw his body right in front of a charging, crushing Romelu Lukaku there. And he's hurt himself in the process, but he made a very important save.
Yeah, Berenvand there, the keeper. I mean, he knew that that ball was going to be put into a dangerous area from Kevin De Bruyne. He was just on the corner of the box down the right-hand side, Kevin De Bruyne. And you know what he likes to do? He steers it in behind the defenders, just in front of the keeper. And Romelu Lukaku's there to collide with him. He's still down at the moment. It was a heavy collision, but very brave.
Now, a yellow card has been shown, and I believe it is to Romelu Lukaku. Yes, that is now confirmed by FIFA. Yellow card for Lukaku, who is deemed to have been too aggressive there. Now, Dion, give us the number 9 view on that. He's got to go for that. He can't
absolutely
not try to get
no,
there.
No, absolutely.
Is that a yellow card for you?
No, it's not a yellow card because the keeper doesn't have control of the ball. The ball's loose. The ball's on the way into that area in between the two of them. I haven't seen any replays at this present time. But as a number 9, I am going for that ball. Having a look at replay here, Kevin De Bruyne puts it in behind that defence. As I've said, it literally goes in between the two of them. It's a 50, it bounces. They're both lunging. Listen, it's because he went in with his studs, Romelu Lukaku, to try and get hold of the ball.
But he doesn't follow through. I think that's very harsh.
He's only got his eyes on the ball.
Leg, yeah.
He's only got his eyes on the ball. The keeper comes out. And I think because he catches the keeper with his studs,
yeah,
that's why he's got the yellow card. It's going to hurt the keeper, don't get me wrong, but as a number 9, you have to go for them. That's a goal-scoring opportunity for Romelu Lukaku. Well,
early drama here, booking for Lukaku, and Iran have got their reserve goalkeepers warming up just in case that Berenvand is going to be unable to continue here. You might remember Berenvand, the last World Cup, Iran played against England, and he went off after just 20 minutes of that game. England won 6-2 in the end. Is Berenvand in danger of having to go off again on a World Cup stage due to injury? The medical team are working on him down below. It's inside the 6-yard box of the end that Iran defend away to our right-hand side. He's been helped back up to his feet now, and a big roar from the crowd. And well, there might have been a mixed view of the anthem earlier on, but I think in America they enjoy the pluck, you know, when someone is courageous enough and then they get back up after being on the canvas. I think that's admired by all here.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's done well, because it was heavy contact from Romelu Lukaku. And listen, I know I've been very close. I've interviewed Romelu Lukaku for Football Focus back in the day, and he towered over me, and I'm 6'2" and 16.5 stone, and he made me look small. So contact will hurt with that big man.
Today, cap number 128 for the big man. Romelu Lukaku moves ahead of Toby Alderweireld. He's now on his own in third in the all-time Belgian standings, and of course he is already Belgium's all-time leading goal scorer, and by a country mile as well. The goalkeeper's okay. Berenvand will resume play with a free kick inside his 6-yard box. 6 minutes on the enormous stadium clock, but most of that has been taken with an injury delay. So we've only had a few moments of actual game time here in this Group G fixture in Los Angeles. This is 5 Live for the BBC, and Haji Safi brings it out for the back, experienced player, but he's given it away. And then scampering back to try and make amends. He's at Tulahi, will put it out for a throw-in. He's at Tulahi, who you might remember the Russia World Cup 2018. He was the player who fouled Cristiano Ronaldo, gave away a penalty, and then Berenvan, the goalkeeper who's playing today, saved Ronaldo's spot kick. Nathan Ngoy in possession for Belgium. 10 yards into Iranian territory. Again, no visible high press from the Iranians. They look set up to defend here as Kevin De Bruyne finds a little pocket of space on the left-hand side, gives it to Maxim de Kuiper on the left wing. No Jeremy Doku, remember, this is the location we would expect Doku to be in. Trossard will play it infield to Makela, and he wanted to help it on to Tielemans in an important interception. Iran don't hold on to it, but they were able to stem the flow, and then a good challenge on the midfield by Mohebi, but then he can't hold on to it either, and the loose ball has fallen to Kevin De Bruyne, who steps into the penalty area and shoots across the face of goal, but too high, and it's a goal kick to Iran, and that's twice now that Belgium have gone into dangerous positions. Belgium 0, Iran 0 on 5 Live.
Yeah, that they are doing really well. Iran at the moment, they've got into really strong, so it looks like a 5-4-1 when they're defending. Look incredibly strong, hard to break down, but when they do give the ball away, they're not getting back into those positions quick enough. They're now trying to play out from the back, and Belgium have got a high press on as well, so they have to play out from the back quicker. If you have to miss the press out, go long.
Khalil Zadeh does go long, playing it up towards Mehdi Taremi. Belgium immediately recapture possession, and it's played by Thomas Mounier back towards the edge of his own penalty area, and Nicolas Raskin comes forward, scored in a warm-up game against Tunisia earlier on this month, the Rangers player. Eye off the ball by Trossard on the far side. It was a very routine pass played towards him. Like a snooker player, he was already thinking 2 or 3 shots ahead there, and he didn't do the first basic thing, which was to trap the ball.
Yes, sometimes you can think, right, what am I going to do when it comes to me? But you forget about it. It's got to come to you first and take your touch, and then it's okay to scan before the ball comes, but you've got to make sure the ball's under control, and then you can play your pass. You just lost a little bit of concentration there on the left.
Now we're live inside the SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, the biggest stadium in the NFL, and Trossard's on his bike here, gets to the byline, pulls it back. De Bruyne couldn't get the clean shot. It's followed up the second time, but saved. Opportunity again for Belgium, and they're getting into these shooting positions very easily at the moment. The shot came from De Kuiper, the second one that was saved. The best chance was arguably for Kevin De Bruyne. Neither could score.
Yeah, chances that you cannot afford to keep missing. I mean, it's a great chance for Kevin De Bruyne. You wanted it to fall to him, 12 yards outside foot. Keeper does well, bounces off the keeper a little bit, but it's second chance saloon for the keeper. Grabs it just before Romelu Lukaku gets a tap in. It's a warning sign, a very early one.
Zaniad tries to play it forward towards Taremi for Iran. Iran all in white, playing from right to left as we look down. Trossard near the centre circle here with sky blue boots, playing it to De Kuiper on the left-hand side, and then into the captain, Yuri Tielemans, Europa League winner with Aston Villa last month. Belgium in control again, with almost 10 minutes played here on 5 Live at FIFA World Cup 2026. A lot of Belgians in the crowd, really good atmosphere ahead of the game. Trossard, low ball in towards Lukaku, and Izat Tolare was not able to clear, and then a good block from Honos, and the ball ricochets away, but Lukaku nearly getting a side of goal there.
Yeah, as soon as the ball's going into Lukaku as well, I mean, he's got so many red shirts around him. You can see Trossard comes in off the left as quick as possible to get in and around him. Kevin De Bruyne is the same, and I like that they're doing that because he'll need it.
So, throw in to Belgium is launched from the far side, but not the distance they would have wanted. Came well short of the 6-yard box, and there's a push on the defender Hardari, and that's going to be a free kick to Belgium inside their own penalty area. So Dion, earlier on, and I wasn't with you, I had to go into an office to get an accreditation issue sorted, and in that office they were showing the Spain game, but with Spanish commentary, so like American, Mexican sort of Spanish commentary, and the Spanish goals, when they went in, the commentator gave it the full-on proper, you know, Bill Withers, it's a lovely day, you know, and it went on and on and on. I'm thinking, surely there's oxygen tanks involved here. But I might leave that one to you later on if we get a goal here in Los Angeles today, Dion. Here come Belgium, attacking down the right-hand side. Alexis Salamaka, who plays in Italy with Milan. into Raskin, midway inside Iranian territory, back out to Salamakers. And he's got support from Mounier to the byline, right-hand side, whips it in, needed just a little bit more height. It was met by Kenani. Iran trying to clear it away, the chance of a counter-attack here. And you can hear the urgings of the Iranians in the crowd as they try to come up over the halfway line. But Hodos wasn't able to bring it with him. And it runs through to Ngoy, and Belgium regain control again. But then a sloppy pass from Salamakers gives possession away. Hodos back behind him to Nemati. Nemati who's won a couple of league titles in the domestic Iranian leagues. And Iran happy to hold on to the ball there. They give it back to the goalkeeper, Berenvand, and his distribution is woeful. And this is a chance, Lukaku, poor ball from Lukaku. Opportunity goes begging for now for Belgium, but Kevin De Bruyne's got to try and resurrect it. Here's his delivery from the right-hand side into the busy penalty area. De Kuyper tries to get a touch on the edge of the box. It's nudged away from him. It was Rosanian who tried to clear. At the moment, Iran finding it very difficult to hold on to the ball. I don't think they've put 3-4 passes properly together in the game yet. 12.5 minutes played 0-0.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely spot on as well. And the goalkeeper, Berenvand, as well. I've noticed now there's been a few balls that have come in the area when he got hurt with that collision with Romelu Lukaku. He's starting to stay on his line now, so he's feeling a little bit unsure of coming off his line. That tells me to get the ball in that area that he's not comfortable with. Belgium 0, Iran 0. On the big screens, they're showing replays of that earlier attempt for Kevin De Bruyne. We've seen him in the past curl it into the top corner. It was too high, too wide. As Mounier wins a header and chooses the option of safety first, just puts it out for a throw-in. Throw-in to Iran. This is as high up the field as they've been in the game. Right up for the corner flag, they attack down the left-hand side, and the experienced Haji Safi is going to wipe his hands and wipe them. He's not happy, he needs a towel or something down there, but he can't find anything to wipe his hands with, so he's got to get on with it and take the throw. In towards the penalty area, Iran hoping they might get a corner here, but the ball actually stays in play, and Haji Safi, right foot across this time. Lukaku back helping out the defence, wins a header, but it sends it straight up into the air. Opportunity, shot, and it's saved! Thibaut Courtois with a magnificent save. It was the defender, Hassan Kenani. Close range, loads of power. I was sure that was in. What a save from Courtois. You know what? That is a certain goal. By the way, the centre half there is 6 yards out. Quick touch, quick turn, great save. It's a certain goal, but what a goal. That goalkeeper's save that was. That is why Thibaut Courtois has long been regarded as one of, if not the best goalkeeper in the world. He has prevented a certain Iranian goal there. And here comes the resultant corner, 0-0 in Los Angeles. Good delivery towards the back post, and it just off target. And that's another opportunity for Iran. That was Izzat Tolahi. He's only scored 2 international goals in his long career. He's got almost 90 caps. He got up well to win the header, but he couldn't get it on target. I mean, that save, it's near enough by Courtois, and he happens to slap it away, but he doesn't just slap it away, he slaps it to safety around the corner. Such good quality that is, and what a good shot as well from the big centre-half. Quarter of an hour played, 0-0, and Iran, who were sort of on the ropes in the early minutes, have suddenly found their feet to the game, and Mehdi Taremi is going to sprint, but I think he knew he was offside there. It was a sort of a half-hearted canter after the ball, and as soon as he got there, the flag is raised on the far side. There are Argentinian on-field match officials for this game, and the flag went up because Taremi was offside. But what they've shown us, Dion, is, you know, they're going to sit deep, but they've got a counter-attack in them around. Yeah, they haven't. Taremi there. Here comes Lukaku down the other end, right-hand side of the penalty area. 4 or 5 yards from the byline down the right-hand side. Support outside him from Salamakers. Bit of room infield for Kevin De Bruyne. Plays in a low pass. Doesn't pick out a teammate. By his standards, a poor pass from Kevin De Bruyne. And Iran get it away. And we've just stand up to see if the ball has gone out of play. It has, just in front of the technical areas down below. What a stadium. I mean, I know the game is on and we're going to talk about that, but just look where we are. Wow. Yeah, it is mind-blowing, to be honest with you. And the way it's built as well, it's built to make sure that the breeze flows through the stadium as well. I don't. Where'd you start? Where'd you start building something like this?
When you drive up to the stadium, it looks like a normal stadium on the outside, because it's when you come in, they've dug down into the ground to make, so it looks like a normal sort of two-tier stadium, and then you come in, you realise there's 3 other tiers. Here comes Trossard down the left-hand side for Belgium, in towards Lukaku, but too high, and then it's dealt with. It's cleared by Mohebi up towards the halfway line. Anywhere will do for around there, but Trossard looking dangerous again, and he didn't give Lukaku an opportunity though. Too high with the cross.
He didn't. I mean, he's had the ball 3 or 4 times on the left-hand side now. Trossard, he knows he's got the beating of his fullback.
He knows as well, Trossard, as De Bruyne slips and loses the ball, but Trossard's got to fill that gap. The absent Jeremy Doku today, and you know, he usually makes way. He started against Egypt on the right wing. They did swap a few times in the game, but it was, you know, predominantly Doku on the left. Lukaku tries to get onto a through ball, but it runs away from him and straight through to the goalkeeper. That was a good pass. Yuri Tielemans threading one through, and maybe Lukaku of 10 years ago maybe even then it was probably a bit too firm.
Yeah, just a little bit too heavy on that one. Lukaku's in the centre of the D. He just spins to his left, and Tielemans tries to leave it in an area for him. It's just a yard too hard. Otherwise, I think Romelu Lukaku would have got on the end of that. First touch left, finished with the right. If he keeps taking up those positions, he's going to get a lot of chances.
Belgium had 68% possession over the opening quarter of an hour of the game, but Iran would have expected that. The Iranians have possession at the moment. Left-hand side with Haji Safi playing on the left of what is a back 4, but when Belgium have possession, it very quickly becomes a back 5 or 6 at times. As Nathan Ngoy wins back possession here for Belgium, midway inside his own half, very calmly slots it across to Mekala. I was impressed with Nathan Ngoy in the Egypt game, which was a decent match. Deal, I know you're in Seattle as well, but Ngoy, for one so young, he's got a composure about it.
Yeah, he has, and you know what's good about it? He's got a lot of experienced players in and around him that will be talking to him through the game as well, so he's finding his feet on the international stage, but he looks very comfortable there.
And there was one instance in the second half of that in territory. Izat Talahi is able to make the block and clear it away. Nice 1-2 though. Mounier gets to the byline right hand side. Goalkeeper comes. What a stretch! What a catch! Bellerin. I mean, he's a big, tall goalkeeper, but he leapt like an NBA basketball player there, and he didn't just get the ball, he held it too.
Yeah, he did, and you know what, Bellerin there doing what he needed to do, a bit of pressure off his back 4. The ball was in the air for a long time, and he just took his time, and you're told that for the goalkeeper, you have to take the ball at the highest point. That was definitely the highest point. Good catch, good distribution.
Kevin De Bruyne plays the ball out to Leandro Trossard again. Most of the Belgian attacks in these opening 19 minutes have been structured down the left-hand side. It's played in low to the feet of Lukaku, plays it back towards De Bruyne, and again, by his standards, Kevin De Bruyne unable to pick out a pass. It is congested there, but you always expect him to just find a little gap. And Iran are working very hard in defence. They're trying to stay as organised as they can. They're allowing Belgium of possession in the central area, but then keeping it very tight on the edge of their own penalty areas. Mounier has possession on the right-hand side. Belgium 0, Iran 0. 5 live for the BBC. Ball given away by Salamakers. Iran have it on the edge of the area. Kevin De Bruyne has been able to win it back, though. Salamakers again. Good lunge by Nemati there to try and prod the ball away, but again Iran can't hold on to it. Trossard in a central location now. It really feels like he's been given a free roll today. Trossard, he's popping up wherever he wants as the ball is headed forward by Raskin into the penalty area. Lukaku can't get up, and it carries through to Bellerin, the goalkeeper again. 0-0.
Yeah, just panicking slightly, Iran. They're trying to play out, but because Belgium's midfield are so high, that if they go long, they've got a centre forward there who's got 2 defenders, 1 in front, 1 behind him as well, and they just can't find their rhythm at the moment because Belgium have showing so much energy in that final third that they just cannot pick a pass, Iran.
0-0 for the moment. The other 2 teams in the group, New Zealand and Egypt, play later on, 2 a.m. UK time. Mas Farouki will bring a commentary here on 5 Live. Before that, Uruguay against Cape Verde in Group H. Again, you can listen to full commentary of that here, and tomorrow it's when the stars come out to shine tomorrow. Argentina and Messi take on Austria at 6 p.m. UK time. France and Mbappe take on Iraq at 10 p.m. UK time, and Norway and Haaland against Senegal as Ngoy comes forward for Belgium here, gives it out to the left-hand side to De Kuiper. Support behind from Raskin. No one rushing towards him, so he puts his studs on the ball. Scans the horizon, looks for a pass, plays it through Mounier. Little launch ball in, looking for Lukaku from Kevin De Bruyne, but Lukaku, who's been very closely marked, wasn't able to do anything with the ball. Iran give it away again, and here's Ngoy on the right-hand side to Alexis Salamakers, just outside the penalty area. Back into Mounier once again. Belgium are letting the ball do the work, and these will be energy-sapping phases of play for the Iranian defence. Another good slide there. That was Khalilzadeh sliding back towards the byline. The ball remains in play, but it goes back to Belgian feet. And here comes Brandon Mekele again. Mekele, who had 2 good chances in the game against Egypt last week. Supported behind by Kevin De Bruyne. Good ball to Tielemans. Tielemans into the penalty area. Shoots and it's saved. Tried to catch the keeper out at the near post. There was a venom in that from Yuri Tielemans. Saved out for a corner by Berenvad. And Tielemans, who scored a fine goal in the Europa League final last month, he very nearly scored for Belgium there.
Yeah, he's only got 10 Belgium goals in his career. He tried to add to it there on the angle. Keeper did well as well. Palmed it out for a corner.
Corner's going to be taken by Kevin De Bruyne. Lukaku's located towards the back post from where this is going to come. It was played in towards Sellemakers. Ngoy on the turn, and the young central defender's volley is skewed away off target.
Yes, got that one wrong. I think he got a bit excited. It's one of them. In fact, the keeper's taken a knee here, Conor. Berenvand's taken a knee.
Right,
Not quite sure why.
Might have been some jostling for possession. Remember, this was the goalkeeper who was down and receiving treatment early in the game after the collision with Lukaku. So I'm not sure if this is a new knock or he's just feeling the reverberations of her. I mean, in the meantime, he's made some brilliant saves. I just wonder if he's actually such a powerful shot. I wonder if he's kind of hurt his wrist making the save.
Yeah, maybe because Tielemans actually went for the near post. It didn't go across the keeper, which you would expect most players to do. He went to the near post, had to change his angles and his weight. Berenvand and just nipped it round the post. Good save though, really good save.
Berenvand would have known, going to bed last night, he'd have known he's going to be busy today. He's standing firm for now. Belgium 0, Iran 0 at World Cup 2026. Clearance from Courtois, looking for Romelu Lukaku. Mounier, oh, poor header for Mounier, gives it to Taremi, and then further outside him on the right-hand side, Namati tries to bring it in. They're appealing for a handball, and they're going to get it. Free kick to Iran, and it might even be within shooting distance too. It's probably just over 10 yards outside the penalty area. It would be a stunner to score from here, but we've seen stranger things. This is an opportunity for Iran, and we just get to see D on the handball there. That's a bit harsh against Raskin, isn't it?
Yeah, it is actually. I mean, it's Raskin's right thigh, then bounces up to his left arm. It is going towards Taremi, his teammate. He pulls his arm away. I mean, all the arms of the Iranian players, they go up in the air, they appeal, and they get a free kick in a really good area. It's a long way out though. It's a long way out.
It would need to be a Dominic Szoboszlai type of lash of a free kick to, and remember, you're up against Thibaut Courtois as well. But in a game that they know they're not going to have too many chances, Iran, do they have a crack here? 24 minutes played.
I think this will be Haji Safi, I think.
There's 3 players standing over the ball, having a look at it, and bending down at the moment to adjust his Rosanian, the 23. So he's the guy who's settled the ball down. And in his playing career, he's played for a Belgian club in the past, so he knows today's opponent as well as anyone. It's a reverse move. It's brilliant. And Taremi scored. Oh, it's just like the Netherlands 4 years ago in Qatar. It's the disguised move. Taremi was in the wall. It was played low to his feet. It's a version of the old Thomas Brolin free kick from years ago, but more like the Netherlands in Qatar. It's so inventive. It's genius from Iran, and they lead Belgium in Los Angeles.
That's how you get by the quality of Belgium. Think about what you're going to do. Set it up correctly. Put the players in the right positions, and you score an incredibly well-worked goal. I've got to say, I wasn't expecting it. I was expecting a shot on target. Oh, Taremi just makes a gap between the wall and the first Belgium defender. 2 white shirts make that gap even bigger. Takes it with his right foot and just places it in the corner, plus Thibaut Courtois.
For listeners at home, you've seen this goal in Qatar, Netherlands against Argentina. Koopmeiners came up, pretending to shoot, passed it into the wall, and back then it was Weghorst who took the touch, turned and scored. And that's exactly the carbon copy of what Taremi has done here. As always, there's a VAR check. and Iran are now worried, is it actually going to stand? I mean, it would be a shame for a goal like that not to stand, but they're still looking at the VAR replays.
Maybe offside? Maybe offside. I can't see what else it can be, to be honest with you. Surely not. I mean, it's so well worked. Nobody in the stadium, nobody apart from the players on the bench and the staff knew that was going to happen. They would have done this on the training ground. When we get a free kick in this area, you make sure we do this. Anything else goes in the box, but that's just perfect. Oh, hello.
It is offside that they're looking at. And I don't think this goal is going to stand. Oh, well, Belgian relief. But your heart goes out to Iran. They've scored an ingenious free kick, but it was offside. Wow.
Yeah, what a shame. I mean, just for goals that are scored in the World Cup, what a shame, because that was so well worked, so well organised. Now they won't be able to do that. Now all the other teams that are going to play against Iran will know that that might be a possibility.
Yeah, you just know right around the globe, though, kids now, gone out at half-time and playing in the back garden or with their mates tomorrow, they'll all be trying to replicate that they'll have seen. What a clever little moment. But, hang on, here's a replay, now we can see it here. Look at the big screen here. As the free kick is taken, Taremi is just in behind the last defender. Salamakers was the closest to him. He's leaning back, and to be fair, at least half his body is in an offside position going on that graphic that we've just been shown on the big screen here.
It is still a great goal, though.
I know. And that's it. Nothing against Belgium, but you want to see a goal like that.
You want to see goals like that stand, yes, you do. But, execute it without being offside next time, please.
So a let-off for Belgium, and maybe that just might enthuse the Iranians to come forward even more now. This is Lukaku holding it up on the edge of the D. Raskin thought for a moment about a shot, didn't have the angle to do it. Kevin De Bruyne will loft it back out to the near side here again. Salamakers, difficult one to control actually, coming from a height, and defender right at his face. Belgium have done well to hold on to possession down that right-hand side. Salamakers feeds it back to Kevin De Bruyne. Still Belgium 0, Iran 0, 5 live for the BBC in LA. Lukaku inside the penalty area, tees it up for Tielemans. He can't get a shot away. Mounier, clever for Mounier. Little flick to get space, lofts in the cross. Out comes the goalkeeper again. And Berenvant has been heroic in just his competency, how controlled he is inside that 6-yard box whenever the ball comes near.
Yeah, he's got his confidence back now. He's made a couple of good saves, and he's thinking to himself, right, I have to play my part here. Anything in this box, I'll come and take the pressure off my team. He's done it 3 or 4 times now, and that gives them time to breathe. It gives them time to get into their positions and play out from the back.
Almost half an hour played. The water break will be imminent any moment now, as the ball goes out of play, and the referee does indeed hold up play there. So while we've got a break of the action, Belgium 0, Iran 0 in Los Angeles. Very audible boos from the crowd, who are making it known that they're not a fan of this hydration break palaver. But while we've got a break in the commentary, let's go for an update for Shinnecock Hills. There is full commentary of the final day of the US Open on Sports Extra at the moment. We can get the latest details now on 5 Live from James Gray.
And Connor, if you were thinking it was going to be a processional final round over on Sports Extra that we're bringing to you, well, no, it's not turning out that way at all. And Wyndham Clark's overnight lead has been halved. 6 strokes it was when he went to bed last night. But Sam Burns, who's had a couple of birdies early on today through 7 holes, has moved to 3 under par. Clark has dropped a stroke and then actually just hold a really good par putt at the 4th hole to keep himself at 6 under. So he leads by 3 still. The world #1 Scotty Scheffler playing alongside Clark in that final group is 1 over par on the day. So 6 strokes adrift, but the likes of Tommy Fleetwood and Tyrrell Hatton, the 2 English golfers, they're just 6 back at the moment as well. So very much in the hunt. The question is, can Clark keep it going?
Thanks very much, James. So coverage over on Sports Extra at the moment of the final day of the US Open. I did see some Americans watching coverage of that in our hotel this morning, as we're waiting for the restart after the hydration break in the first half here in Los Angeles. This is Group G. New Zealand, Iran, Belgium and Egypt all level on 1 point after the opening game. 0-0 for the moment, but a disallowed goal after such a clever free kick. Mehdi Taremi came within a fraction of world fame, really. I mean, can you imagine how viral that free kick would have gone? I mean, it still will do, but had it counted, and as it is, Belgium will be relieved. And a little bit like the Egyptian game, they're attacking, they're having chances, but they're not getting a lot of shots in on target, Dion.
No, they're not. The ball's been in the Iranian box many, many times into Romelu Lukaku's feet. He's taken a couple of touches, he's bounced it off to people as well. He's had a lot of help in and around him, but those finishes just haven't been potent enough from those Belgian players. Trossard, I think, is the player that's most likely, after Lukaku, to get that goal that Belgium need to go one up. However, the defending of Iran has been very good. They've put their body on the lines, they've got themselves into really good shape, and when they go forward, they do go forward in numbers as well, so they've done well.
Blazing lunchtime sun in Los Angeles. As I mean, watch this. If I put my microphone on the stadium, look, the shadow just goes straight down for the sun above. Bon Jovi blaring over the loudspeakers. This is World Cup Razzmatazz US style, and we knew it was going to be different to the footballing scenes we see in Europe. As we prepare to get back underway after this hydration break. Belgium 0, Iran 0 for now. Coming up later on, Uruguay against Cape Verde, 11 o'clock UK time. New Zealand against Egypt in the early hours of the morning. You can listen to it all here on 5 Live. Earlier, 0-0 draw very late last night, early this morning, between Ecuador and Curacao. Japan put 4 past Tunisia. Spain put 4 past Saudi Arabia. And we're back underway in LA. And Tielemans has possession for Belgium, and he's been dragged down and fouled. He's Talahi, the number 6, bringing him down, and that was a professional foul, and he gets a booking for that.
Yeah, a lovely little roll. Tielemans takes up some really good positions in the midfield, and he just lets the ball run past his left shoulder, hardly touches it. And Talahi there just dragging him back because he's been done with that little bit of skill.
Talahi, who had a spell with Atletico Madrid a few years back, but he couldn't force his way into their team. A yellow card for him. He joins Romelu Lukaku in the referee's notebook. Kevin De Bruyne trying to pick out that deadly pass again, but his powers just haven't been right at the peak of their level today. And again, an Iranian head gets in the way, and the ball goes out of play for a throw-in for Maxim de Kuiper on the far side.
Yeah, they just need to be a little bit more patient. Belgium don't go into Romelu Lukaku too quickly. The extra pass is going to give Romelu Lukaku a bit more space to run into. He's being marked, one in front, one behind. The defenders are very, very close to him.
Belgium have possession. Kevin De Bruyne into the centre circle. The sun very much blazing down now. It's shining as bright as it has done all day through this translucent roof in the SoFi Stadium in Goy. Gives it to his left-hand side to Mikola. And then what's happened there is Mikola tried to play the ball forward. It's hit the referee, so it's going to be an uncontested drop ball and possession back to the Belgians. Belgium 0, Iran 0. Just over 10 minutes of normal time to go to the break, but there'll be significant add-ons after the injury delay and the hydration break, which for listeners who aren't familiar, they don't stop the game clock for that. It all gets added on. As Mikola has it, set to have possession for Belgium. Nice bit of footwork on the far side by De Kuiper. And then Leandro Trossard has to retreat a little bit back towards the halfway line, gives it to Ngoy. Mounier. Belgium just slinging the passes around here, but very much in the central third, not getting anywhere near the Iranian penalty area. De Kuiper again, low ball in field. Played by Raskin across to Mounier. Back into Ngoy again. Taremi this time did press him, trying to catch him unawares, but Belgium hold on to possession. And Lukaku waited for the ball to come for him, and he's gone down saying he's been fouled, but it was quicker thinker from the Iranians there. Look, De Bruyne still down. His teammates do have the option to put it out of play here, but they're going to keep play moving. Trossard, ball at his feet. Kevin De Bruyne gets back up to his.
Yeah, he tried to nick it around the corner. He was coming to his outside of his right, but he tried to nick it around the corner into Lukaku. But he just got kicked on the outside of his boot there. Stayed on the floor for a little while. He's okay. They've got the ball back again. Centre of the pitch. They're being really patient, Belgium. They're trying to find ways to break this down. And they're just figuring things out at the moment.
Kevin De Bruyne has had the most shots of anyone in the game. De Kuiper on the left-hand side for the Belgians. Did Tielemans come back from that offside position? Crosses it in towards Lukaku, header just off target. I think they would have looked at that. I think he would have been offside, Tielemans, but they had to play on, and Lukaku put it wide.
Yeah, I mean, Tielemans finding himself really wide on the left-hand side and just leaving the ball in the box, expecting his centre-forward to get across his defender. He does. I mean, it's not the best header. He was offside anyway. But that's what he wants to do. Give me some chances, give me some efforts on goal so I can just get my rhythm and just figure out how to play against these two centre-halves.
If you're just joining our coverage here, Romelu Lukaku starting for Belgium. He had an early chance in the game here today. Tielemans has had an effort very well saved. Iran have had a goal, disallowed it. An inventive, clever free kick, but they were offside in executing it. Belgium, is that a foul on Kevin De Bruyne? The referee says no again. Second time in the space of just over a minute that Kevin De Bruyne goes down, and the referee, who, to be fair, was very close to that, says no free kick. Taremi's down as well.
Yeah, it's Taremi coming back. I think he runs into the back of Kevin De Bruyne's leg. As soon as Kevin De Bruyne puts his leg back to put, I think it's Trossard that's getting in behind. It's Taremi there that just catches his ankle. I think it's a free kick because he's hindered Kevin De Bruyne playing the pass.
We've just seen the slow motion replay of it. I don't think he adjusts his stride. It's his natural running position, but there's obviously the connection. You know, you certainly wouldn't say it's a yellow card or anything like that.
It's just a free kick.
Kevin De Bruyne was saying, hang on a minute. Anyway, the two of them were down there. It was like Apollo Creed and Rocky Balboa. They were both down on the canvas, and now they're both back up again. Belgium 0, Iran 0. Belgium in possession, but Yuri Tielemans tries to deliver. That's been the problem for the quality of the deliveries into the penalty area have just been disappointing. I mean, it's either incredible defending, where the defender is always ingeniously in the right place at the right time, or the passes haven't been good enough from a Belgian point of view. Down goes Lukaku again. Now he's furious. That's 3 times. That's 3, and he roars at the referee. He's got to be careful, Kevin De Bruyne. He could actually get in trouble if he overdoes the protest here. Surely this one is going to be a free kick to Belgium, but De Bruyne's kind of saying, well, hang on, this is not a joke now. You've got to start disciplining the Iranians.
Yeah, that's the 3rd time now, and that's why Kevin De Bruyne was so angry. Just gets to the ball before Haji Safi there, and he just pokes it away. He's waiting for the contact, but he knows he's been fouled. The last 3 times he's been on the ball, and he's rolled about for 2 of them, and this time he's up on his feet as if to say, referee, that's 3 times. They can't keep fouling me, surely.
No yellow card for Haji Safi. He is the only Iranian who would miss their final group game should he pick up a booking today. Free kick. Now, we've seen a wonderful idea from the Iranians down the other end. What do Belgium have up their sleeve? It's a similar sort of distance, this. It's not beyond the realms of possibility for a shot, but it would be a really long way. It's only one man in the wall. Kevin De Bruyne standing over it, hit the woodwork with a free kick against Egypt in Seattle in the opening game. He leaves this, it's floated in by De Kuiper, and it's headed out again, and Iran continue to defend very well airily inside their own penalty area. Schellenbach is down the right-hand side, can't make any ground throw into Belgium.
Yeah, De Kuiper there just leaving the ball into an area with no pace, no real direction. I think you've got to put the ball in there with pace. If one of your teammates gets on the end of it, you've got a chance on goal. If a defender gets on the end of it, he might direct it towards his own goal. Be a bit more inventive.
5 line for the BBC. Belgium 0, Iran 0. Half-time is about 5 minutes plus stoppages away from us. In the lunchtime sunshine in Los Angeles, the Hollywood Hills visible away to our left-hand side. Ngoy coming forward in front of a packed house here at this enormous stadium. Schellenbachers hustling down by the corner flag. Iran want a free kick, and I think that's gone out for a throw into Belgium down the right-hand side. And one of the Iranian players, I think it's Haji Safi, is down, and the referee said to him, get up, I'm not holding up play, get up and get on with it. Throw into Belgium, to be taken by Mounier. And if Rudy Garcia was hoping that his team were going to be able to inflict a little bit more attacking threat than they did in their opener against Egypt, he'll be disappointed so far. Lots of attacking possession, very few shots on target from Belgium. Mounier really taking his time over the throw, and he takes too long. And this is the new rule being brought in. If you don't take the throw in quickly, you lose it. Use it or lose it. And I think the referee's dead right there. Mounier took far too long.
Yeah, and you know what? He would have got an indication from his assistant as well.
Yeah,
with the flag in his hand, they've got the countdown. I think they get a buzz on their arm that says that's the time limit gone, and then you lose the throw-in. Throw the ball in play. You know the rules. You've been told about it. Referee spot on.
The ball is cleared towards the edge of the Iranian penalty area. Leaping jump from Khalilzadeh. I was at the USA-Australia game a few days ago, and there's just cheers here because Taremi went down. The Iranians want a free kick. The referee says no. In that USA-Australia game, there was a moment in the match when Anthony Robinson, the Fulham player, was taken off as a sub. And the referee, there was 2 subs made at the time, so 2 wanted to come on, and the referee thought that only 1 had gone off, and he said, right, you haven't gone off quickly enough, and he tried to ping that, and then the 4th official came across it, no, the player actually left the other side of the field. So that's why there was the uncertainty there. De Bruyne has made a great run here, tries to flick it on first time, nearly from Kevin De Bruyne. Trying to roll back the years, trying to find that little sparkle of Hollywood magic, but although he got a touch to it, there was no force on it, and it ended up being a comfortable save.
No, it's a really good ball from Trossard. He's kind of opposite the dugouts, right on the far side, and he's seen Kevin De Bruyne's run from the middle of the pitch. He just put it into an area. Kevin De Bruyne couldn't get that real firm touch he wanted to put it over the keeper.
Mounier tries to slide one in front of Tielemans. Good slide from Haji Safi. He's done well at left back. Raskin, though, gets it back for Belgium. And this is Trossard, central location. Plays a 1-2 at Lukaku. Gives it back to Lukaku, who I don't think was ready for that. And the ball spills through to the Iranian goalkeeper, Berenband. Again, still 0-0. 3 minutes of normal time to go to half-time.
Yeah, they are giving it a good go, Belgium, here, but the hard work of the shirts, the white shirts of Iran, they're giving it a good go. No real quality as yet in the final third, apart from that free kick by Iran, but they are getting white shirts forward though.
All right, here comes a rare Iranian attack, and Taremi is pinged by a whistle. Now what happened there? Taremi tried to go around a defender, dropped his shoulder. You can hear the boos, and those who are wishing Iran well in this game are perplexed by that decision. I want to see a replay of that. I'm not really sure why the free kick was given. Maybe something off the ball. This is Kevin De Bruyne, tries to thread it through for Trossard, can't pick the pass again on the edge of the area. It's so congested there that the wall of white shirted Iranian defenders, and Belgium are finding it difficult to pick the lock, and now they try Iran to release a counter-attack, but the pass unable to pick out Taremi. And this is Ngoy for Belgium as the European nation regained possession once again. Yuri Tielemans, central area, looks up to Kuiper's made a run from left back. Good shot on target, good save. Oh, De Kuiper did really well to get that on target. But the goalkeeper, Berenband, who's emerging as a Persian hero here in Los Angeles, makes the save again. Here come Belgium again. Kevin De Bruyne back to Raskin. Now to Nathan Ngoy, the central defender who's well up midway inside Iran territory. You know, this is a city of congestion. Everyone complains about the traffic and being held up, and Belgium know exactly what it means at the moment as they try to force their way in. Trossard, Salamakers, brave defending again. Samad Ghoddos is able to make the block and clear it away.
They're knocking at the door now, Belgium. I've got to say, De Kuiper's chance on the volley was good. Salamakers as well, having a go just on the edge of the box, and just white shirts are just flying out at him to make sure that ball goes nowhere near the goal. I think the referee stop the game, or letting it play on.
Yeah, Dario Herrera was waving his arm there to say get on with it, take the throw in. Belgium have it inside the centre circle. Deeper and deeper line position for the Iranians as they dig in to defend. They're really digging trenches there on the edge of the penalty area. Kevin De Bruyne with the ball at his feet. Belgium need his invention now. Trossard, back out to De Bruyne, back into Leandro Trossard, the Premier League winner this season. But he loses it on the edge of the box again, and it's a sort of familiar pattern here. It almost feels Belgium need a few different ideas here. They've got to try something else.
Yeah, it feels like that, but Iran don't feel out of this game at all, you know, because when they come forward with a little bit of pace and confidence.
Lukaku, edge of the penalty area, wanted to give it to Mounier, and then that might have gone out for a goal kick, but actually Safi's kept it in play anyway, tries to drill it up towards Taremi. He can't control, he's increasingly isolated. Whenever they have possession around, he's the only one forward, and we move into stoppages, and there are going to be 8 minutes to be added on. 8 minutes. Well, it does make sense. We've had delays with the VAR review of the goal, with the Lukaku collision with the goalkeeper who needed lengthy treatment. So that, to be fair, feels about right as Tielemans wins the ball in the midfield, plays it in front to Lukaku, but running in quicksand, he can't get onto that, and it carries through to the keeper.
Yeah, he didn't need to make that pass at all there. I mean, the referee's letting so much go here. There's so much contact in the middle of the pitch. Mohabi there just going down in front of his own dugout with his arms out as if to say, ref, I've been fouled. Referee lets it go, and Belgium almost get themselves a chance.
0-0, half-time almost upon us. Did you feel he's been consistent for both sides?
Yeah, I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. It's very much saying, listen, you know, get up on your feet, let's move on. If you're hurt, we'll stop it.
Got us with a flick on, but all he can do is give it to Mounier, and on the edge of his penalty area, Thomas Mounier. 8 major trophies with Paris Saint-Germain in the past, rolls it back to the goalkeeper Courtois. Thibaut Courtois, who made a brilliant save earlier in the match to deny Kanawi, the central defender who'd come forward for a throw, and from close range cracked in a shot on target, which Courtois made a sparkling save to deny him. Courtois did have to pick the ball out of his own net when Taremi had scored a well-worked free kick, but Iran were offside in that motion of scoring, and that's why this game remains scoreless for the moment. 90 seconds played in stoppages. Sun is getting warmer and warmer the longer this game goes on. You really can feel it. It was pleasant at kick-off. It's hot now as Belgium win another throw-in down the left for Trossard.
I mean, the fullbacks of Iran have really been pegged back. Haji Safi there and Hadani really out wide, trying to stay with those wingers. Leaves loads of gaps in between their defence.
Iran hoping that they'll just get a little counter-attack opportunity, but for the most part, it's all-out defence for the Iranians. This is Lukaku trying to tee up Trossard. Smart turn from Trossard there. That was good. Here's Lukaku. De Bruyne stepping into the penalty area. Tries to sling it in. Took a deflection on the way, which veered the ball away from Yuri Tielemans, and Iran can clear and up towards Taremi, but Ngoy gets there first again, and this similar pattern continues. It's Belgium attack, brief respite for Iran, then Belgium attack again. Mekala comes forward, Lukaku holding up the D, good turn, Lukaku using all his strength, 4 defenders crowd around him. Salamakers tries to swivel and take it with him, but he can't. And Romelu Lukaku, Big Rob, tried to bulldoze his way through there.
Yeah, he's been incredibly strong there because he's getting tackled from all ends. Nice little turn, he's getting pulled, his shirt's getting pulled, he's getting bundled over. In the end, he's got white shirts around him, no way through.
Well, because the goal was disallowed, it's now over half an hour of game time since Iran last had a shot on target, that Courtois save. Just an injury delay here. One of the Iranians has gone down on the far side of the pitch, caught by Leandro Trossard. 3 minutes of stoppages have expired, and the referee, I mean, look, I like this about him. He's not suffering any nonsense, is he? Just, come on, get up, get on with it. If you're injured, go off. Otherwise, we're playing football here.
Exactly. And just keep the ball in play. You know, don't try and, you know, buy free kicks. If you're fouled, you'll get a free kick, and the referee's been so clever. He knows what's being bought. He knows what's a foul.
Here come Belgium again. Tielemans on the edge of the penalty area, tried to pick out De Kuiper. Taremi with possession to Hadani at right back. He wants to return it to Taremi. Sends a decent ball down that right channel, but Courtois comes sprinting out of his penalty area and is able to get possession back for Belgium. So Belgium playing left to right as we look down in their red and yellow. No goals yet. Iran with the disallowed free kick earlier. And this is Tielemans, and this time there is a crunching challenge. Mohebi comes into the back of him, and that's going to be a free kick. That sort of press we haven't seen much of from Iran in the game, but they crunched into Tielemans there.
We have seen a few games like this where you've got one team attacking with all the quality and one team defending and trying to counter-attack. What you've got to remember is it's still 0-0. They're still in the game. Even though they haven't had much possession, Iran, they're still in this game by a long shot.
Belgium, who scored a lot of goals in qualifying, unbeaten through the entire qualifying campaign. Here they come with Salamakers into the penalty area, and again a good slide, and again Haji Safi stops it, and again it's nearly but not quite for the Belgians here in Los Angeles today.
Yeah, again more shirts down the right hand side, that time defending their box, corner of the 6-yard box. This time he's onside as we look at a replay, and they're all just diving in there. Just puts his right toe out as the balls are going to be pulled back. Puts his right toe out, Haji Safi, and he just stops the ball going into that dangerous area. Really good defending.
Kanoni is slow to get back to his feet, just a little bit of a hold-up in play. What's your thoughts on half-time, Dion, when it comes to your stadium like this? And I know your body's a temple. You're not a hot dog man, are you?
No, hot dog without the bread.
Hot dog without the bread. Play back underway. Cleared away by Raskin. One of the 4 changes that Belgium made to the team compared to their opener against Egypt. There's a foul on Mohebi, and that's going to be a free kick to Iran, about 5 yards. And Salamakers came across and said something to Mohebi there, and the referee sprinted over to come in between them. And it didn't look like it was anything too untoward, but the referee made enormous ground to get across to make sure it didn't become anything. Free kick to Iran. This is the first time they've had a free kick since the one they had the disallowed goal with. Now, this one is certainly not a shooting position, but they've already showed us that they've put a bit of time into these set pieces. And remember, you know, with the war in the Middle East, and these Iranian players who play in their own country, they haven't had any club football since March. They've had a long time to mull things over the training ground. Here comes the free kick, played in by Rozanian. Belgium with sufficient numbers back there to defend it. De Kuiper, difficult one, bouncing, trying to hold off two opponents. Trossard comes across to help him out. Heavy touch from Trossard, and he nearly ran himself into a bit of trouble there. And his clearance has struck an opponent. I think it's is it Rozanian who's gone down there? But the clearance from Tielemans hit him on the head, and he's gone down.
Yeah, Tielemans just doing a bit of defensive work there alongside Trossard. Just having a look back at these chances there. De Kuiper on the left-hand side with his volley, didn't quite catch it. Behren van there standing strong. He's done okay actually. He started a little bit shaky, Behren van, the keeper, but now he's got his confidence. He's kept his country in this game.
No Jeremy Doku for Belgium. Belgium, who are playing at their 15th World Cup. No European team has qualified for as many tournaments without ever winning the trophy as Belgium, who so many talented individuals down through the years. They thought they had that golden generation going for a while. There's still the remnants of that. And in terms of possession, Dion, you've noticed that it has very much been the lion's share for the European side. More on that in a moment. Raskin, a little bit of defending to do on the edge of his own penalty area there, but he flicks it to De Kuiper. Does clear away. Iran are finishing this first half strongly, you know. We're about to hit the 8-minute mark at the end of the stoppages, but Iran are playing higher up the field right now than they've done all game.
You know what, I think with all the possession I've just shown you there, 81%, they've got to do something with it, like chances like this.
Hang on, they've pushed forward Iran, but that means you leave gaps. And the delivery from De Bruyne is a fraction too high for Lukaku. That's the synergy they want. They want a De Bruyne cross, and they want a Lukaku header, and that was very close. Here's another opportunity, low delivery this time from De Kuipers. And hammered away. Anywhere will do as Iran put it out for a throw on the far side. No time to waste. The 8 minutes are up. At the referee's discretion now. Kevin De Bruyne sends it in too low again. He's not been able to get the accuracy that we're used to, the former Manchester City man. Belgium have it in the centre circle, and the referee blows the whistle for the break. So no goals in the sunshine in Los Angeles, but plenty to talk about. Tielemans cracking in an early effort. Lukaku colliding with the goalkeeper. Belgium with over 80% possession in that first half, but Iran are defending like demons. They're throwing their body, they're working so hard. They've an old average age, but they are putting their bodies through the work at the moment, and they thought they had scored. The clever free kick from Taremi. If you've just joined our coverage of 5 Live, if you weren't listening earlier, it was just like the Weghorst.
That I maintain with a team, we have to be nimble. We have to be reactive to situations. We have to be able to press the button to go if someone makes the call. And we've been, testament to my team, we've been great at that so far.
Rio Meets is fascinating to me. In my opinion, you're giving fans like me insight that we actually can't get in any other platform. And there's a lot of platforms out there. Is there a point now where players are asking you to come on your platform, or are you still largely doing it?
Yeah. It's funny because this season's been a big change. And I don't know. I think maybe the trust has been built because players are seeing. Because you know what the biggest thing is, players will watch stuff. Because I was a player, I watch everything. I used to listen and read and watch everything, right? And players will be the same. So they'll be seeing bits coming on social media, and it's trust. I know that the players now feel that when they come and speak to me, I'm not looking for a golden nugget to go and blast out and cause havoc in the media. I just want some behind the curtain stuff. I want to know a little bit more about you as a person. I want people, when they finish the interview with me and they're sat in that chair where you are, to go, I didn't know he was like that, man. Did you see that? Did you hear what happened on that interview with Rio? He said, wow, it's changed my opinion of him so much. And
I felt that about Michael Owen.
Michael Owen, yeah, massively. So Michael Owen said to me, Rio, it's the biggest response I've had from any interview I've done in my life. Like, because I knew what was there. And I was lucky. I knew what was behind the curtain with Michael. I know what he's like. I know he can be punchy. I know he's got massive belief in himself. I know he looks at other strikers now that are playing and goes, that ain't Michael Owen. Don't try and chat to me about he's this or that. The Ballon d'Or. So I said to him, you're not doing an interview with me unless the Ballon d'Or's there. That was the only stipulation. I said, I'll come to your house, I'll travel anywhere. The Ballon d'Or has to come there. And he brought it. And that's not him naturally, but my kids didn't know he won the Ballon d'Or. Rare Meats needs to make sure my kids know. All the other kids know. This next generation need to put respect on your name.
He was talking spicy.
Yeah. And that's what I
liked it.
want. Yeah, and that's what I want. And when my mates say, oh, Michael Owen, I say, no, you don't know him. Go and watch my Rare Meats. That's the one that you need to know. So, and that's now happening with many, many more players. And when I read the comments, because I'm always in the comments, looking to see the response, and the response is always, do you know what? I never knew he was like that. So thank you. And that is like brilliant. That's why we're doing it.
You had one with Harry Maguire. It was a shorter one. I like that one as well. That was a good watch.
Yeah, and there was an issue. There was like a bit of a personal issue between me and him. Like, it's a grey area.
Okay.
I used to think he used to curve me a little bit when he used to come off the bus or walk through. If he saw me, he just would
Why? Some past
divert.
comments from before?
Because comments that I'd made before. And he actually, we spoke about it. I addressed it straight away. I said, like, and he was like, no, you know what? It's just like family members sometimes. People around you might get in your ear and start saying things, and it does sway your judgment a little bit. And then you just think different things. And he was like, but really, no, I'm cool with it. And I was like, okay, cool. Now, chat to him on social, on DMs and WhatsApp or whatever. So you just have to have that conversation. And the show sometimes is even that, as if Jorginho done the same thing. I said that something about the way he plays didn't suit the Premier League at Chelsea. He weren't happy with it. He posted it, and when he won a trophy, he messaged me. But then I got him on the show, and we're laughing about it. So these are the type of conversations. I want Gabriel, Arsenal centre back. I need him to come on next, because I said a few things about him. He's ironed those things out, and we've chatted a little bit online. But I want to do it next to him there, because these are the conversations that I think people need and want to see, that these guys are real, man. They're just normal guys who are just working hard, and they're talented.
It seems like you're tapped in. You mentioned the young YouTube creators that are coming up. Seems like you're always in the comments. Seems like you watch everything. Have you always been a YouTube guy, or is it like you've seen YouTube is the future and you've pivoted towards it?
Yeah, I just saw that YouTube was the place. We had an online digital magazine, right? So that had forms of video and text. Yeah. But I quickly saw that YouTube was taking over the magazine and that space. So we pivoted and went to being all on YouTube and being digital and being a video. Best decision we made. It was the right decision. And so I've just immersed myself in that. And you look at the numbers now, more people are watching on YouTube than they are on any other platform. Yeah. It's the most viewed platform. So why are we not going to want to be there? So we're just lucky we're there at a good time. And we just need to keep riding that wave and stay ahead of the curve. And that's why we've got a team that are doing a lot of research. There's a lot of kind of processes that have been put in place and are being moved about to make sure that we stay connected to what's coming and what's going on, what changes.
New Era is the agency you work with. You're listed as an ambassador and as a mentor. There's 2 pillars. You represent sports players and some media talent now as well. Yeah. I'm fascinated about New Era specifically, but before, I'm fascinated about your perspective on the agency space. You were a top player, an accomplished player. What did you need from an agent when you were playing?
This is a mad one. I needed an agent who I could trust, who had the right connections and who could get me a good deal. And when I look at it now, looking back with hindsight and experience, trust is the most important thing. You need to be able to think that when you go to sleep at night, that guy will wake up at any time of the night and go and fight for you.
How do you know that as a player, as a young player, not involved in this world, big sums being thrown at you, big deals being thrown at you? How do you feel that from an agent that you don't really know?
You've got to go in a room and you've got to spend time with them. What have they got to lose? Have they got what have they got in this fight that they think they got to make sure that they tread every step carefully, do things right, and are going to make sure that you're looked after at the same time? Like, you've got to find these things in these people. Like, I see a lot of kids and families sign up with an agency and they go, oh, because he's got a great player, or he's got a great player there, or this and that. And I'm going, but do you know the guy who's doing the deal for you? You're looking at everything around. How does this guy get his deals done? Does this guy, and what I would say is that probably the top 10 agencies, which we are, one of the top 10 agencies in the UK, and we're independent, by the way, no outside money or nothing, just independent, haven't taken any funding from anywhere, built it from the ground upwards. But the top 10 agents, probably I would say, in this country are all going to be circa around the same numbers that you're going to get. No one's going to get you like a life-changing difference. So I always say, focus on that person, that relationship you're trying to build with the person. Are they going to be the right person for you? Can you trust them? That's it. And I'm a dad now. Like, so I'm looking at it for my kids. Am I going to leave my kid with this guy who I'm thinking, is he willing to fall out in that negotiation with that person for the betterment of my kid? Now, I don't reckon many agents will, because a lot of the agents have got maybe 5 or 6 other players that they want to get into that club, the big ones especially. It's even more than that. They've got 1,000 clients. Maybe they're going to want to go back to this club, so I can't fall out with this guy. I need to work with him. That shouldn't be the way it is. That's why with the agency, I always said to the guys that work there, fall out with that guy you're negotiating with, but make sure he knows this is business. This is this one deal. We can fall out over this deal, but next time I come back, don't harbour no feelings. It's a new deal. It's a new day. Let's go again. That's the way it should be. But I know that because of my time in the game, that don't happen all the time. And that's where the parents, I think, is numbers get thrown about. And I understand most of the families are coming from lower income families, and they hear these numbers and think, oh my God, no.
Did you ever feel yourself that your agent or someone around you, their agent, acted in self-interest rather than in the interest of a player?
Yeah, I did. And it ain't a nice feeling, man. And I felt before, so I had a number of agents over the course of my career.
You was with Peeny, no?
With Peeny, who's the first super agent.
At what point in your career was Peeny?
Peeny when I was like about, I think I was about 19.
Okay.
But I'd had like 2 agents, but 3 agents even before that.
Okay.
And he done all my main deals. Went from from West Ham to Leeds to Man United.
This is pre-Peeny or Peeny?
This is Peeny. Peeny done those deals.
Yeah.
And then I got involved with New Era. New Era was formed, and I was like, I want to have something what I can walk into when I retire, and that New Era was it.
And was that the proposition that was presented to you? You could be a part of this post-career.
Yeah, post-career I could be a part of it. So these are what we're going to stand by. There's going to be certain things that we're going to live by, because based on what I'd gone in my career, what I'd seen with the experiences, like the trust element, being transparent. And listen, Peeny done some obviously world-breaking records for me. But, and I've said this to Peeny myself, and I'd say it now, there wasn't a transparency, like where I can see everything, like where I'm even in the room. And that's what I say with the guys who are at New Era now. Our families are being kept up to speed with the deals, and they're getting understanding what offers on the table. The first offer comes in, second offer, what's the negotiation process, etc. Every level and step of it. We've got a great young player now that we're doing this with, and his mum and dad are right at the table, seeing every single deal, every text message that comes through. It's there. Like, that's transparency. I never had that, but I didn't ask for it at the time. I'm just talking with experience now. I would be going back to my younger self and going, I have to see every transaction, every conversation that you're having with that person before I sign the deal. And so that's what one of the key things I think with our agency that I would say is a differentiator between above any agency, that transparency.
Did you form New Era, or was you approached by New Era and put with a path to ownership?
It was formed. But Jamie Morley, he was a guy that I'd known. He played football again. And I was like, okay. He came to me. So he was helping us buy property. So half the England squad were buying property through this guy, who I knew. He's from South London, as a girl, Tulsil. I got him into the Man United dressing room, Chelsea dressing room, England dressing room. Loads of us were buying stuff. And then he said, like, yeah, I've got an agency that I've kind of started. It isn't really doing much right now, but would you want to get involved? And I went, do you know what? Yeah. On the proviso that this happens, these things, and he's absolute on them as well. So he agreed totally. We both come up with a kind of a business plan in that sense. And we sit here today with 100 players. An extension of the business, it's not just football, like you said, there's a commercial element as well, media side of things, where we look after people in the media. We consult for a lot of big companies. We do commercial packages from massive companies out there. We've just done a deal with Manchester United with one of the companies actually that I invested in. There's another one just pending right now with a big, I can't talk too much on that, but it's another big deal with another big commercial, world-renowned brand. So yeah, it's a really good business, and it's one that now I've come away from doing what I was doing with TNT. One of the things I need to get my teeth into, and one of the things I'm really going to be focusing on is really leveling up what we do with New Era.
The answer to this question is both, but obviously an agency grows with more deals. Does more deals come from bigger deals with the existing talent or new talent coming into the business?
Actually, I was away in Qatar and my business partner was with me, so with our families, but these family trips turn into a coffee that lasts 3 hours. So between me and my business partner, Jamie, so we were talking about this. There's not one answer to that. We've got 100 players, all of different levels, and what we've done the last 3 or 4 years is we've taken down our average age.
Okay, younger.
So yeah, gone very much younger. So we're now waiting for those
Gems
to kind of flourish, and there's a few now that we're starting to see really good progress with. Nothing's ever guaranteed, but there looks some really promising, really, really big talent that we've got there, like a couple of the best in the country at their ages. That will be a big difference to our P&L sheet. If you get a few of them that change everything in terms of what the company looks like. Connections with the right people within football clubs to do more brokering type deals is another added area of income. But also, yeah, going out and signing talent is a big one, and having a bigger recruiting team and that stretches far and wide, and just refining all of that. And those are 3 areas that we will be concentrating on and really focusing on improving. But again, it's the word trust always comes back into it. Trust. Who can you trust to go out and find that talent that's going to stay with you? And so there's ways of incentivizing people to do that. But we've got an unbelievable floor. Our team is made up of people that have worked in the communities, that are player liaison guys that understand the mentality and mindset of the young kids that we're talking to nowadays. People that have played the game. These young players within our group have got access to some of the best players that have played the game for experience, to give them knowledge, give them information at certain critical times when they want to talk to them on WhatsApp groups, etc. So there's a lot of stuff that goes behind it that we're refining and just trying to really be, again, a strong player within a market that's had a lot of capital invested into these companies from America, from all different places like that, from big, huge companies. And we're one of the only independent ones in that top 10 group.
On that independency, a lot of agents or a lot of agencies get acquired by bigger agencies.
Yeah.
They get absorbed into a bigger agency model. Is that the long-term plan?
That's another way of doing it, yeah. But at the moment, we're probably not in the stage to do that. We could go and get outside capital and do that quite easily, but it's just not a route that we want to go down right now. I like the organic route of doing things. It takes longer, but I think there's a lot of worth in doing that.
We're starting to see some players at the top end of the scale go agentless. Raheem Sterling did his deal to Chelsea without the use of an agent. Kevin De Bruyne did his contract extension at Man City using a data company rather than an agency. If you did it all again at the top end, would you consider doing that, or do you think an agent brings value?
Wouldn't be something that I would probably want. I want a team around me. So that's what my agency is like. That's why we've got the media side and the commercial side. So our agencies are 360 and we do a lot. So that would put my mind at rest because I want to be a footballer. I want to be the best version of myself on the football pitch. So if I'm thinking about, and I've got to talk to too many people, I want it all going down one funnel, and then I talk to one person or 2 people. Makes my life easier as a footballer. I want to be the best footballer, and that's what makes me tick. Everyone's different, I get that. But that's the way that I saw it, and that's the way that I would continue to see it. But I understand these players that do that. But one thing I would say, it's not that difficult to get a deal when you're the cream of the crop.
I was going to say,
when you're the best,
they come to you.
When you're the guy, they come to you, yeah? And that's the 1%, probably even less. Everybody else, 100% for me, needs an agent, because when you're not as good as you thought you were and your level has to drop, there's a whole heap of players looking to get in that pool. That pool gets bigger. There's piranhas everywhere then. Everyone's fighting for a place everywhere.
Okay.
So then it comes down to relationships. Then it comes down to network. Then it comes down to knowing the market. your mum and dad don't know that. Your mum and dad ain't got that network. They ain't got that. They can't throw that net wide, like far and wide, to find out what's going on over there. What do they need?
Yeah.
What do their recruitment require? What is that team there who are at the depths of Division 1 or Championship? So that's when I think the agent becomes hugely important.
Final point on this. You also manage or represent some broadcast talent.
Yeah.
That's another division for the agency.
Yeah, and that obviously because I'm in that space, it's been quite easy transition. And a lot of the
with Jan
broadcasters
Batch
we work.
ahead of him, but we'll keep an eye on that once things settle down. The Belgians are as they were. We'll give you a reminder of the teams in just a moment, but Belgium in possession at the moment inside the Iranian half. Underway in the bright sunshine, the warm heat of a Californian summer's Sunday. And Belgium, who've been plugging away, hoping to make a breakthrough sooner rather than later. This is De Kuyper on the left-hand side, low ball into the feet of Trossard, tries to weave into a shooting position. Nice turn. De Bruyne attempts to shoot, and it's blocked away again. And blocked away down by the corner flag, and I couldn't see if it went for a throw-in or for a corner, but another Belgian attempt is thwarted.
Yeah, it's good play from Trossard. It looked like he was going to strike the ball on the edge of the box, but then he sort of chopped back onto his left, put Kevin De Bruyne in for half a chance again. Nothing came of it.
So the throw-in comes across the edge of the penalty area. Iran with 11 back behind the ball again, but they work so hard. They're so intense, every little action. There's Iranians swarming around Belgians in that penalty area. Miscontrolled by Jahan Batch down there, and has he committed a foul on Trossard? He has. Trossard's gone down, holding his left leg. Free kick to Belgium, and Trossard is now pounding the turf, and he looks to be in pain here. This could be a problem for the Arsenal man.
That is a very clumsy challenge, I've got to say. I think he caught the back of Trossard's left calf. He stayed down, he hasn't moved at all. It studs on the back of the calf. That is not good at all. It looked a very, very painful one as well.
His face is planted down into the turf, Trossard, as they wait for the Belgian physio to come to his aid. So very early stages here of the second half in Los Angeles. Belgium 0, Iran 0. Trossard with a problem. While we've got this delay, let me give you a rundown of the teams. Thibaut Courtois, one very good save from him on his 111th cap in the first half. Back four for Belgium of Meunier, Ngoy, Mekele and De Kuyper. In midfield, Raskin with Tielemans. Then there's an attacking three, Salamakers, De Bruyne, Trossard, in support of Romelu Lukaku, thrust into the starting team for Belgium today. Now, he's got a very healthy bench, Rudy Garcia. If Trossard has to go off, he's got replacements, but already without Doku, remember, this would not be ideal if Belgium were about to lose Trossard too. He's slowly getting back towards his feet.
Yeah, I was watching that challenge back, and he kind of rips his, I'm watching it here, he rips his sock because he stood so bad down the back of his calf. Really bad on that one, and I mean,
it's a sort of a raking of the studs down the back of the calf.
Yeah.
And do you know what? Brilliant camera work here on our monitors. They've gone close up on the back of his cap. You can see the red marks where the studs came slashing down the back of his calves there. Anyway, he's okay. He's back up on his feet. Well, I say he's okay. He's back up on his feet. He's going to continue, Trossard. And for a moment, there was a concern that could have been an injury of a more serious nature. I think it's the pain of it, the sting of the raking of the studs rather than anything muscular. Here comes the free kick. De Bruyne in swinger, headed out for a corner. Belgium turn a free kick into a corner. Belgium 0, Iran 0.
I mean, I don't know how the referees do it. How they just, there's so much holding and pushing and pulling and shirts and arms underneath armpits, hugging in that box.
We'll give you a rundown of the Iranian team once we get a suitable break in play, but for the moment here comes the Belgian corner, played in by Kevin De Bruyne towards the front post, and it comes off a defender, and that'll be take two. It's another Belgian corner again on the left-hand side. The Belgians in their red shirts, yellow trim, yellow numbers, black shorts, black socks. The Belgian Red Devils. Iran are all in white. And Kevin De Bruyne stands, then he raises both arms in the air, and here comes the delivery towards the back post. Ngoy leaves it, shot into the side netting from Salamakers. Well, that would have been spectacular. He's taken that full on the volley from a really tight angle, and it's crashed into the side netting.
Yeah, something that Belgium would have worked on as well. Like they had Salamakers at the far post and Ngoy at the far post. Ngoy wasn't there to get the ball. He sort of held those two white Iranian shirts in the box. And then Salamakers there with a sort of volley on the laces, couldn't hit the target.
5 minutes played in the second half in LA. Remember, the other two teams in this group, New Zealand and Egypt, will face each other later on today into the early hours of the morning UK time. There's a possibility. I mean, if this was to end as a draw, Belgium could find them in. They're already starting the day in third place in the group. The Belgians could be sweating going into that final group game. Belgium, who will be up against New Zealand in their final game. That's up in Vancouver. As possession here with Raskin for Belgium, who's the deepest lying midfielder at the moment. Gives it to Ngoy on the right-hand side. And Iran continue to hover on the edge of their own penalty area. Salamaker's made a good burst here. Drop to shoulder. There's a dummy by Tielemans to Kuiper into the area. Shoots in low. Another block. Tielemans trying to keep the move going. De Kuiper involved again. This is De Bruyne. Good ball in. Trossard's head is away off target. Close range header. He's stretching. And little Leandro Trossard couldn't get the height to propel that back goal bound again. But it's the same old story, Dion. Brave Iranian defenders throwing their bodies in the way of shots again.
Yeah, and doing a great job as well. I mean, when this attack finished, you've got 2-3 white shirts on the floor rolling round, rubbing their head, rubbing their shoulders, making sure that they're okay. And it's just very, very... First shot was from Tielemans, then Salamakis as well. He strikes a shot for goal. De Kuiper strikes a shot for goal, and it just gets blocked every single time.
Well, it's one of those, he's down injured, Khalil Zayde. Let's just say the ball struck him in a sensitive spot. He'll be all right, he'll just need a moment. But that's the bravery, that's the resistance that Iran are showing here. And the longer it stays like this, the more frustrated Belgium are going to become.
Yeah, I've experienced the ball in that sensitive spot many, many times. It's not pleasant.
He's back up, he's wincing, but he's back up. He's Shoja Khalilzadeh. Won the league title in Iran 12 months ago. Of course, they haven't been able to finish the season this time round because of political events in the Middle East at the moment. But these Iranian players hoping to do their country proud and are holding Belgium 0-0, having drawn their opening match of this World Cup. Ball in, shot from Taremi, saved again, Courtois! He's done it again! Thibaut Courtois with a point-blank save. And they haven't had many chances, Iran, but the few they have been such high-quality opportunities, and Courtois' heroics keeps this game at 0-0.
That's another great save, you know. It's a 6 yards out strike. I think it's Taremi again. Strike, no one is closing him down at all. He just strikes the ball free as you like, puts his laces through it, and Courtois stops the ball. It's actually going at pace, and he bounces it off with a straight arm. It's a very, very good save. His positional play is outstanding, Courtois.
I mean, that's barely 7-8 yards out, and it's thunderstruck, and he somehow reacts to make the save. Down the other end come Belgium. Tielemans tries to play it in. Comes off Trossard, hit his arm, did it? Referee blows the whistle, and that's going to be a free kick to Iran. And so the Iranian team, having made that change over half-time, Berenvan, the goalkeeper, Rosanian has gone to right back, Khalilzadeh alongside Kenoli, who had a good chance in the first half, are the two central defenders. Haji Safi has been the left back, the man who today draws level with Ali Day as the joint second highest cap holder in Iranian history. And he only needs one more, by the way, to join Javed Nkuniam as the most caps, so he could do that in the next game against Egypt in Seattle. Haji Safi in midfield. Jahan Batch, the former Brighton man, has come on. Khodos is in there with Izzat Talahi, and then trying to push forward as attacking midfielders, but in truth having to play so deep. Nemati and Mohebi behind Mehdi Taremi, who had the disallowed goal in the first half because he was narrowly offside for the cleverly taken free kick. 54 minutes on the stadium clock. Belgium in possession. Ngoy midway inside his own half. The sun beating straight down from above. It's rare to have sunshine this bright, and it doesn't affect the goalkeepers, because unless a shot comes from directly above them, it's just illuminating the stage. Here's Lukaku, tries to turn in the area, and he couldn't quite swivel. He turned like an ocean liner there. It took too long, and Lukaku couldn't get the shot away.
It is so unfortunate. His first touch was great, his second was awful.
Mounier, nice little shuffle, picks out De Bruyne on the edge of the area, clumsy feet, and he can't pick out Salamakers, and it's just not happening for Kevin De Bruyne at the moment.
No, they're just taking too long. They're trying to get the ball out of their feet. Their first touch is good, the second touch was bad. Kevin De Bruyne on that occasion trying to set himself on his left foot, but he gets closed down. Romelu Lukaku, lovely first touch, needs a good second touch, too heavy. So it's just that little sprinkling of stardust that they need, Belgium, to get that goal that they need to go ahead.
A nice soothing little Bit of breeze comes in off the Pacific and wafts its way through the stadium on what's a hot Sunday lunchtime in Los Angeles. This is 5 Live for the BBC. 0-0 between Belgium and Iran. We're approaching the hour mark. This is De Kuyper at the back for the Belgians, playing it out into space. Over the right-hand side, Thomas Meunier. Good run here made by Salamaca. Not a good pass from Meunier, though. I mean, a quality Champions League standard player, and he's way overstruck that. And you can tell the Belgians are frustrated here. This is not going as they'd hoped.
No, it's not. And you know what? When you got Salamaca's making a lovely run, he's level with the defence, but he makes a run towards Meunier, then back in around the defender, and he's got the run on the defender, but the ball in, he's got 50 yards to place the ball in, just round the corner, down the line, the right-hand side, and he gets it all wrong. That's frustrating.
Stretched by Rosanian, but he can't get the ball. And Leandro Trossard into the feet of Lukaku. I mean, I think all the way through his career, Lukaku loves the ball when he's facing goal, and so many of his touches today have been with his back to goal, as Meunier has an edge of the box here. Belgium continually on the attack. Salamakas on the right-hand side, tries to drop a shoulder around a defender, unable to get away from Mohebi. This is Ngoy, infield again to Mekele, who's got a bit of space. Now De Kuyper, now on to Trossard, the number 10 on his back on the left-hand side, stepping into the penalty area. Sent in the cross, Lukaku was up, he launched himself towards it, great defending again. Kenani again, who's not as tall as Lukaku, but somehow won that header in the air.
Yeah, I mean, he's done so well, he's had to come in there. He was on the far post, he comes across to help his defenders out. And Lukaku thinks he might have a chance there, but it's really well cleared. Really well cleared, like the second attempt.
Khalilzadeh, who's been operating alongside Kanoni, the two central defenders. Over 120 caps between the pair of them. They've been around the block, these two. But they're up against Romelu Lukaku, who has scored 90 international goals in his career. They're keeping him at bay so far. 57 minutes, substitution is coming. Timothy Castagne down there is one of those coming on. I think it's a double change for Belgium here. So Castagne's number being raised there. And also coming on, Hans Van Aken, I think. It's 3 changes that are coming on, so we'll confirm all this in a moment, but I'm pretty sure Hans Van Aken and Timothy Castagne are coming on. Nicola Raskin, one of those making way, and Dodi Lukebakio is the other. So Lukebakio, who plays in Portugal with Benfica, he's a winger. He's more actually in the mode of a Jeremy Doku, and that might be what Belgium need at the moment.
Yeah, they probably need that little bit of pace down the wings to disturb that shape of Iran, because they've been very, very good blocking shots, but if you can go down the side of them and pull that ball back into dangerous areas, then I think you're in.
Here's an opportunity. Iran into the penalty area. Down goes Taremi. He wants a penalty. Boos and cheers, and I think a combination there. Iranians booing the referee for not giving the penalty. I think everyone else booing Taremi for trying to win a penalty.
Yeah, and the referee, as soon as he went down as well, the referee's put his hands out in front of him and just waved his palms to the sky as if to say, come on, get up. You're not fooling me.
Okay, just to confirm those changes, Lukebakio's come on in place of Salamakas to play on the wing. Hans Van Aken has gone into the midfield in place of Nicola Raskin. And Timothy Castagne's come on from Meunier. Meunier, whose last touch was that dreadful pass towards the corner flag, and maybe Rudy Garcia had seen enough. Here come Belgium again, into the penalty area. Kevin De Bruyne rolls it back, must be! Saved on the goal line, that's incredible! How did that not go in for Maxim De Kuyper? I can't believe that's not a goal! Kevin De Bruyne, brilliant to try and set it up. The goalkeeper's on the ground, he's out of commission. De Kuyper's got the whole goal to aim at. He's about 5 yards out, and somehow, incredibly, Beranvand has made a world-class save. What saves we've had in this game, Dion?
I don't think it's one save. I think he's made 2 or 3 saves in one there. He's ricocheted one away from Romelu Lukaku, then I think it ricocheted into him from his own teammate, which left it loose, and then he dives on it again, bearing in mind he's only a yard away from his own line. That is unbelievable goalkeeping and defensive play by Iran. Really, they deserve to be in this game because of the way they've defended.
0-0, and if you're joining our coverage, I mean, this really, with no exaggeration, could easily be 2-2 today. Iran have had dangerous chances. Belgium have had dangerous chances. Superb goalkeeping from Courtois at one end and Berenvent down the other end. And here comes Luca Bacchio. First time we've seen him since coming on. Speedy towards the byline. Cleverly flicking it infield. Cross too high for Lukaku again. De Bruyne is going to stretch for to the edge of the penalty area. He's keeping this Belgium attack alive. Big clock's about to hit 60 minutes. Trossard just outside the box, rolls it in, but too far away from Lukaku. That wasn't a good pass from Trossard, and it's a goal kick to Iran, and they're feeling stronger and stronger at the moment. I mean, they know there's a threat continually coming here, but Iran know that at the moment they're keeping the Belgians out.
Yeah, I mean, chance after chance. I mean, they have to score there, Belgium. A lot of replay that Kevin De Bruyne's run is great. He runs and he gets to the touchline. It's in the box. He's a yard away from the 6-yard line. He's a yard away. And the strikes are coming in thick and fast. What a save. I'm just seeing a replay here from Berenvent. He's on the floor. And the shot comes in. He still stops it going in his net.
And here's a cross in from the left-hand side from Van Aken, but claimed again by the goalkeeper, Berenvent. Who's, it's not just the shot stopping. He's very good at coming for crosses too. So, I mean, that's going to go viral. People are going to be seeing images of that save all over the planet. That is incredible. I think that's the save of the World Cup so far for me. Here is Jahanbakhsh down the other end, trying to come forward, loses his footing, wants a free kick, referee says no. Trossard picks up the ball for Belgium. Belgium playing from right to left as we look down. 0-0 here on 5 Live in Los Angeles. Luca Bacchio controlling the ball, running at the Iranian penalty area, threading it perfectly for Kevin De Bruyne, who then tries to sling in a low cross, but he's met by that firm wall of Iranian resistance again. As Iran tried to hold on to it this time. They win possession, they immediately give it away again. It's the same old story. Haji Safi gives the ball away. This is Trossard increasingly playing central now. He's playing like the number 10. Rolls it out to the right-hand side to Bacchio on the right wing. This is his first appearance of the World Cup. Swings it in, saved by the keeper. Follow-up is over the top from Van Aken. So at Berenvent having made the save and on the ground, Van Aken tried to follow up and he's put it over the top.
Yeah, it's a difficult one for Van Aken, to be honest with you. It comes out, I mean, Berenvent there, he decides to punch away, but he only punches within his own box. And Van Aken there, I mean, it's really committing at pace. He tries to side foot it back in from 16 yards out. It's a difficult chance. Should hit the target, though.
And once again, a Belgian attack comes close, but no cigar. This is Mohebi back into the midfield. These Iranian players, there's only one of them on the pitch now under the age of 30. Will they wilt in the heat? Good ball played into the penalty area. Out comes Courtois again. And he gets there in the nick of time ahead of Taremi.
I mean, Taremi making some really good runs, That's the first player they look to. They get in the midfield, they get over the halfway line. And Taremi there is just trying to find any gap he can find, any bit of space, any bit of respite for his team.
This is De Kuiper on the left-hand side for Belgium. 15 yards inside Iranian territory. The Iranians defending deep. De Bruyne to the near touchline. De Kuiper steadies himself. Not a bad cross at all, but he can't pick out a teammate. And it goes through. Castagna closest to it, but he can't get there. Out for a goal kick to Iran again.
It's not a bad ball in, It really isn't a bad ball in. Left it into an area where you're expecting one of your teammates to go on it, but what they're doing at the moment, Belgium, they're getting into the box, but they're not committing to the 6-yard line. They're committing themselves to the penalty spot, wanting to score the perfect goal.
We're seeing replay after replay of that Berenvent save. I mean, it's like a movie trailer for a Spider-Man movie. The way just his body stretches out from already being on the ground to lunge up and to make the save, and the stiff arm as well. Here come Belgium once more. But chance up to the halfway line. This is Mohebi for Iran, trying to hold it up, so little support. He'll give it back to Haji Safi. Haji Safi's ball up over the top, one to canter after. Ngoy's got a head start. And then Ngoy's a little bit clumsy and the ball goes out for a corner. Iran get a corner. Now, they've barely been out of their half in this second period. How brave are Iran going to be here? How many are they going to send up for this corner kick at 0-0 in LA?
Send them all up. Give yourself, come on, why not? You're in this game, you haven't had it in regards possession-wise, but if you've got a chance, get it into the box, get some white shirts in there.
Iran are going to make a double substitution, but they're going to wait wisely until after this corner kick. So few opportunities like this. Can Iran make this count? Belgium 0, Iran 0. 65 minutes on the clock. Corner far side of the pitch from us. The left-hand side as Iran come forward. Belgium with all 11 players back inside the penalty area to defend. Big Lukaku is monitoring the front post area. Here comes the delivery. In swing on it. Courtois stays on his goal line header. He's away off target from Khalil Jadeh. He was jumping, but he was impeded. Good defending actually from Trossard, who was jumping with him and made it difficult. And that goes off target, but a rare Iranian chance. Belgium 0, Iran 0 in Los Angeles on 5 Live.
Yeah, it's... You know what? It's a really good game. It's 0-0, but it's a very good 0-0 at that. Belgium are just trying to find their way through. Iran, when they come forward, they look a little bit more fluent, a little bit more relaxed. Feel like they know what they're doing a little bit more as well. Don't complicate it. Substitutions now.
So there's going to be a change at left back. Aji Safi on his 148th cap makes way today. On comes another specialist left back, Milad Mohammadi. He's experienced too. This is his 79th cap. More on him in a moment. And the other change sees Mehdi Torabi come on in place of Mohamed Mohebi. So that is a left winger and a left back coming on for Iran. And there's still, I mean, by the time the stoppages are added on, there's still well over a half an hour to play here. And that looked like a foul on Taremi. Ngoy could be in trouble here. He was the last defender. It's a red card. Belgium sensationally are down to 10. Ngoy struggling, sprinting, dragging down the opponent. It's not violent, but it's cynical. It's a professional foul. There was still a long way to go, Dion Dublin, to get into the penalty area, but he was the last defender. That is denial of an obvious goal-scoring opportunity. And Nathan Ngoy, who only turned 23 last week, is sent off in the World Cup, and Belgium are down to 10.
Wow, that's a really unfortunate red card, because Ngoy has the ball and Taremi is about 5-10 yards away from him. He's in his own half, 5 yards away from the centre circle, takes a touch, and then he wants to take another touch, but his standing foot kicks the ball away from the striking foot. Taremi then gets onto the ball first, nudges it away, and he grabs his shirt. I think the referee has got that absolutely spot on. I think he would have been in, and I think he would have had a chance to score a goal.
So Nathan Ngoy off today. He will be suspended for the final group game when Belgium go to Vancouver to play New Zealand. And in the here and now, his teammates have got to play with 10. They're also going to have to bring on another defender. It's like Tiat down there is getting ready to come on. In the meantime, in the position of the foul, midway inside the Belgian half, it's going to be an Iranian free kick. Now this changes things dramatically. Midway through the second half, 11 against 10 in Los Angeles. Iran don't do anything with a free kick there as Belgium hoist it away, but it mightn't be quite so one-sided now in terms of possession, Dion. That red card could prove to be a leveler here.
Yeah, I'm guessing Lukaku now will have to drop into that midfield or closer to it. They won't have the outlet which is Lukaku, because it'll be a lot deeper now, so they'll have to think of another way of getting out and playing out. But Iran now, as you can see, the feelings changed in the stadium. The feelings like, can they get chances now? Here we go.
So Belgium suddenly finding themselves deeper than they have all game. Ball is given to Trossard by Tielemans, still midway inside his own half. Belgium playing from right to left as we look down in the bright, blazing California sun. Good challenge on the far side by Mohammadi, who's recently come on as the left back for Iran. And they are waiting to bring on Arthur Théat, the Frankfurt defender, but it'll be his first appearance in the World Cup. Of course, they're going to have to take someone else off to bring on that extra defender, Belgium. This is not ideal at all for Rudy Garcia. Can it open a door of opportunity for Iran and their coach, Amir Galinoui? This is Kevin De Bruyne, just inside the Iranian half. That's a clever ball, looking for the Bakio, but puts it ever so fractionally too far ahead, and then the ball was kept in play by Mohammadi down. I'm not quite sure how he did that. I'm certain that was going out for, he was kind of, I'm shielding it, and then suddenly he was running up the field again. Iran, I mean, this has got to help their confidence, Dion, it has to.
Yeah, it will do, because they'll have so much more space to play now. If they can make the pitch big, make those 10 red shirts run even further, the pitch will get big, they'll get tired, and then you'll get your chances. But their tails are up now, Iran. They fancy themselves to get something.
Jahanbach has made a run through. It was a good run, but not a good pass to try and find him. And Khalilzadeh, I think, with the pass which goes too far. But they're now thinking in terms of advancement, Iran. It's not all-out defence. They realise the opportunity and how the red card changes things. Right, 20 minutes to play. Hydration break time in California. And while we've got the opportunity, it's a good chance to check in on developments at the US Open at Shinnecock Hills. Here's James Gregg.
Yes, Connor, it is tightening up and it is becoming more and more of a contest as each hole gets chalked off. Approaching the homeward half then, a big back nine finish to come in New York State on Long Island. Wyndham Clark, who woke up this morning with a 6-shot lead, looking for his second US Open title, now just has a one-stroke cushion. Sam Burns, his fellow American, is at 3 under par, so just one away from Clark's 4 under total. And then you've got Tom Kim, Keith Mitchell, JT Poston, and the world #1 Scotty Scheffler in that chasing pack, all tightly bunched now. The back nine on a breezy Shinnecock Hills on a championship Sunday. Oh, it's anybody's game.
Thanks very much, James, and you can listen to more of that right now over on Sports Extra. Full commentary of the final round of the US Open from Shinnecock Hills with James Gregg, Ian Carter and the team. So, hydration break in Los Angeles, still 0-0, but it's now 10-man Belgium against Iran. Coming up later on this evening, 11 o'clock kickoff UK time, Uruguay against Cape Verde. That's Group H. That's the same group as Spain, who were 4-0 winners against Saudi Arabia earlier on today. You can listen to that commentary from Mike Minay and Sue Smith coming up on 5 Live. And then if you're still awake in the early hours of the morning, New Zealand against Egypt. That's the other game in this group, Group H. Maz Faruqi with commentary of that one. And, you know, if this does stay as a draw, what an opportunity, Dion, for New Zealand or Egypt to take control of this group going into the final game.
I mean, with the amount of chances we've had in this game, I mean, both keepers are definitely the men of this match so far because they've made some really good saves. Both sides are pushing for this win now. Why wouldn't you? Because that point does leave you in a little bit of jeopardy, by the way.
We mentioned that Tiat is going to come on, defender for Belgium. A lot of people, I've heard people saying this, why don't they make the substitutions during the hydration break? Why do we have other delays? But that is the rule. You can't make a substitution during the hydration break. You've got to wait until things resume. So now the hydration break is over. Now they can make the change, and it's an interesting one, Dion. It's Lukaku. Lukaku goes off. He had been booked, of course, but Lukaku off and Tiat on. Is this a little bit of Belgium saying, now that we're down to 10, we've got to protect what we have?
Yeah, maybe, because Rom's not the kind of centre forward that likes to drop in. He likes to stay up top, and maybe a more defence-thinking player will help them keep what they've got or maybe nick what they need.
5 Live for the BBC. And the buzzer on the ground. The Americans, of course, who are so used to this sort of quarters of a game crack, you know, as soon as that whistle goes, they're all off onto the concourse looking to get refreshments in. And there's a buzz of activity around the stadium as play resumes back down on the pitch with people moving around the concourses. Belgium 0, Iran 0. Red card shown to the young defender in Goy. Arthur Tiat is now on as a new defender. He's going to try and keep the eye on Mehdi Taremi, who had that goal disallowed in the first half. They've just put up the substitution on the big screen, and many only realising now that Lukaku's been taken off. At the moment, Lukebakio's got into play as the more central striker. Trossard to his left-hand side. Hans Van Aken a little deeper now in midfield. And at the moment, Tielemans is further up the pitch than Kevin De Bruyne, but I'd imagine that will be very fluid. But at the moment, the 10-men situation is problematic for Belgium and maybe opportunistic for Iran. This is Rosanian rolling it infield to Kanoui, across to Khalilzadeh, and all the way over to Mohammadi on the left-hand side. And it's Belgium's turn to have to sit deep on the edge of their own area now. Ball in towards the edge of the box, taken down to the chest by Mikkola. Can't hold on to it. Tables have turned, Dion.
Yeah, they have, and this is where we find out if Belgium have got that defensive structure that they need to hold on to this 1 point. I mean, Iran have really pushed players up now. They've got 3 white shirts in between the 4 white shirts in that Belgium defence. They're looking to try and find these gaps now and nick this goal that they need, and they have got the quality. They've shown it already.
It's the 8th red card shown at this World Cup already. Qatar have had 4 of them. And the last team to win a World Cup match after receiving a red card when the score was 0-0 at the time were Belgium. They beat Korea back in 2014 in Brazil. Here come Iran on the attack. Cross is lashed in. How cool is that? To Kuiper, chesting the ball back to his goalkeeper Courtois.
Well, that's what you need, just to calm things down a little bit. Iran getting a bit excited. And the Kuiper there just chesting it 7-8 yards away back to Courtois on the volley.
And here comes Belgium up to the halfway line. This is Trossard. And I did misread that a moment ago. I just should apologise. It was that there was 4 red cards in total at the Qatar World Cup 4 years ago. 8 already here in USA, Canada, and Mexico in 2026. Quarter of an hour to play in Los Angeles. You can see the designs of the mesh on the roof, very visible on the pitch as they create shadows. Looks like a little bit like a chessboard down there as Tielemans tries to sling a ball out to the right, looking for Castagna, but that's been intercepted. The game's so much, it's incredible the difference one player makes, how stretched that midfield suddenly appears.
Yeah, you have to change everything about your game. You have to make sure that defensively you're right first, and if you get a chance to attack with 10 men, then do it. But it's going to be all about structural positions now. Tielemans is going to have to stay a little bit closer to his 2 centre-halves. And now Iran can genuinely think about nicking this one and getting a goal and then holding on to it.
The last Belgian to be scored off in sent off in a World Cup game, Steven Defour back in Brazil 2014. And Ngoy, at 23 years of age, is the youngest player to be sent off in a World Cup for quite some time, back well over a decade for that too. Iran have possession. They have forward momentum now, something that we haven't been mentioning through the game. Suddenly it's an all-out defence for them. Chance to come forward here, down the left-hand side, and a cross does come in, and it's just too high for the 2 in the centre. Taremi had gone to the front post, Torabi had gone to the back post, it sails over the 2 of them. And the ball goes out for a throw into Belgium down below.
I think Taremi's been outstanding today, the centre-forward. I think he's been really, really good. His defensive duties have been good as well. Scores a lot of goals, 59 goals for his country in 103 caps. So he's very, very potent if you give him the opportunity.
Now, here's an opportunity. Taremi, edge of the box, but good defending. Van Nakenbeck helping out his defensively minded players. And Belgium regain possession. Courtois goes direct up towards the centre-forward now, Bacchio, who is naturally a winger, but playing through the middle because they had to take off Lukaku because of the red card for the defender Ngoy. Tielemans, captain's armband. Belgium back on the edge of their own penalty area now with Brandon Mekela. Mohamedi, by the way, the left-back who came on, the number 5, you might remember him. The Russia World Cup 2018, he attempted the sort of handstand throw-in. Do you remember that guy? He sort of ran and did the roly-poly throw-in. That was Milad Mohamedi, the player who's come on. He did the game against Spain. Here is Bacchio down the right-hand side for Belgium. Tight up against the touchline. Tackled, ball goes out of play. No foul. Throw-in to Iran.
It's flowed well, the game, I think. The referee's done well today. And his assistants there on both wings, and the 4th official, they must have been in connection. And the earpieces and all that kind of, all the technology's been coming into play. Taking a throw-in off one, giving it to another. That's how we want the games to be refereed and officiated consistently.
Saman Godas, once of Brentford, has been replaced. On comes Seheriar Morganlu, who plays his club football in the United Arab Emirates. So that is a slightly more attacking player coming on for a midfielder, and that makes sense when you're playing against 10. The whole sort of, tactical mind game here has changed a little bit. Well, not a little bit, a big bit with this red card. And now they've changed the personnel to try and match it Iran, as Jan Bashir, just inside the Belgian half, gives it to his left-hand side. This is Nemati. Nemati further outside to Mohamedi. Back to Nemati once again, 10 yards outside the area. Belgium sitting really deep here. All their players virtually inside their final third at the moment. As the ball falls for Rosanian on the right, and he'll roll it back to the centre circle. And this is Kenoni. Then to his left, Kaheljede. Suddenly it's all Iranian possession. Belgium can't get a kick at the moment. Forward comes Torabi, that's a good ball. Over into a little bit of space on the left-hand side. Castagna's going to try and get across to do it. Chance to shoot. Jahanbash waited for the ball to come to him. He was waiting for the challenge. He goes down dramatically. The free kick goes the other way. He fell into the box, but I think any touch there might have been there probably started outside the penalty area.
Yeah, I think you're spot on, Connor. Absolutely. It was an effort to get the ball, which was completely late. Free kick on the edge of the box, but Belgium now, roles reversed. Not had the ball at all, sitting in that 2 banks of 4.
This is still so active, still so tight, as so many games of this World Cup have been. It could all turn on one individual moment, one clever set piece, one mistake maybe. A little bit like Ngoy when he received the red card. Iran messing around with a little bit inside their own penalty area. Belgium with a high press, and now Iran have been able to play through it. Rosalian on the right-hand side hammers one low down towards the penalty area. Taremi, I mean, you could see what the intention of the pass was, but Taremi, in truth, was never going to get there. And through to Courtois again. And Iran, you know, they're feeling braver now, but you've still got to take the chances. You've got to be effective. Belgium 0, Iran 0, into the final 10 minutes in Los Angeles in this incredible SoFi Stadium. Suddenly a game with more space after the red card for Ngoy. The 10 men of Belgium back in defensive position now as Nemati swings it across straight and direct to Courtois.
Yeah, that wasted as well. Very good opportunity for Iran.
Oh, mistake by Kevin De Bruyne. Shot from distance from Izzat Talahi and saved again by Courtois. Now, De Bruyne made the mistake midway inside his own half. Izzat Talahi was a long way out. He's given it everything there, but to beat Courtois from that distance, it would need to be incredibly spectacular. I mean, it wasn't good enough.
Talahi's thought to himself, you know, I think I could be okay here. 30 yards out, are you kidding me? I mean, to be honest with you, Courtois is scrambling to his right. It's about
still had to save
waist high. He didn't quite catch it cleanly. Had to get it at a second attempt.
Here's Tielemans for Belgium. Both teams will believe they can still win this. Luca Bacchio down the right-hand side. Tries to get it onto his left foot to cross, but good defending Mohammadi. The ball goes out of play. Throw in for Belgium. It's Tarabi who made the challenge there. And this is going to be Yuri Tielemans. Challenged again, and the time and space that Belgium used to have with the ball in midfield, that's all gone now. Yeah, with the Iranians pushing up a little bit and taking that extra player advantage. 82 minutes played, 5 live for the BBC in Los Angeles, with Uruguay against Cape Verde to come at 11 UK time. New Zealand against Egypt at 2 a.m. This is a lunchtime game in a sweltering hot Los Angeles, and a header is won at the back by Kahilzadeh, and it goes out of play for a Belgian throw on the far side.
Yeah, they probably hadn't planned for this. They probably hadn't done any plans or training sessions. Well, I can go down to 10. They look a little bit idealist at the moment, Belgium.
Look back here, foul to the far side. That's a free kick to Belgium. It's not a shooting position, but it's a crossing one. A few paces outside the penalty area, right over by the sideline. Set piece opportunity for the Belgians. And well, there is a break in play here. It looks like Iran are certainly thinking about a substitution. There's a bit of activity down in the technical area down there. Well, you know, Dion, we've seen Belgium play almost 2 full games now, and you know, you can never quite tell. I mean, remember last time Argentina lost one of the games in the group stage and went on to win the whole thing, but I've been a bit disappointed. I thought there would be more quality from this Belgian squad than what we've seen so far. More of that in a moment. 7 minutes of normal time to play. Can Kevin De Bruyne pull a little bit of magic out of his such impressive repertoire? Belgium's number 7 stands over the free kick. Very David Beckham sort of stance, the way he looked at that. Swings it in, too close to the keeper again. And Beren Van is able to punch it clear. Tielemans followed up, tried to shoot, but fresh air shot. And now Leandro Trossard has collected possession for Belgium there. His attempt to cross is blocked out. Now, breakaway opportunity for Iran is immediately stopped by Castagna. It would have been 4-on-2 there. That's really important from Castagna. Tielemans into the penalty area. Vanaka tries to shoot. He wants a corner. Referee says goal kick.
What a great opportunity for both sides. Belgium actually getting themselves a chance on the volley. Tielemans gets it wrong. Iran clear down the right-hand side. And what an interception there. A very good interception. Castagna there, making sure he got there first. Got a toe in, because that was a 4-on-2, you're right, Connor. And that could have been dangerous for Belgium.
Here comes the Iran change. They're going to take off Sayed Izzat Talahi, who is, you know, he's played really well in the midfield. He's replaced by Hossein Zadeh. who was the top scorer in the Iranian league last year, so he's a forward. He's coming on. It's going to be 2 changes. Or at least that was what it looked like for a moment. No, just the one. So Hassan Zadeh is on. And, you know, they might as well go for it in terms of attacking now, Iran. Don't have regrets at this stage. Had the goal disallowed in the first half. Playing against 10 men for half of the second half. De Kuyper here rolls it back to the goalkeeper, Courtois. This still could be a winner here on 5 Live with just over 5 minutes to play. So, another attacker brought on in place of a midfielder. And now Taremi has got a partner up there. And this is Belgium coming forward with Trossard. And Trossard has got good vision because he spotted Castagna in space on the right-hand side. Little slip from Timothy Castagna. Tielemans misses it. De Kuyper on target. Spilled by the goalkeeper, but he gets it the second time. And with Van Aken ready to tap it in, with Tielemans on the ground in the penalty area, appealing he was fouled. The hero for Iran once again, the goalkeeper, Al Razira Berenvand. Another big save from him.
You know, that's an unbelievable save as well. The ball just rolls through all the way from the right-hand side, all the way across the box. De Kuyper just comes in from the left and he thinks, I've got a chance here. 18 yards out on the angle, he catches it lovely, tries to steer it into the corner where it's come from, into the keeper's left corner low. And because Berenvand has come so far over, he just moves his feet from underneath and then dives to his left to make another great save.
Here's a stat that tells you a lot about the game. It's 20 minutes or so since Ngoy's red card. Iran have completed more passes in those 20 minutes than they did in the entire 66 minutes of the game before that. But are they going to run out of time in their hopes of getting a winner here? 86 minutes on the clock. And ball played down the right wing area, and a challenge by Tayat has given away a free kick, but it's offside anyway. So Iran were offside, so even if it was a foul, it's going to be a free kick. And Hassan Zadeh on the field now, and Kevin De Bruyne is going to be replaced for Belgium. So Kevin De Bruyne, who, you know, little glimpses here and there, but none of the solid goals quality that we know he's capable of in the past, Theon.
Yeah, and he looks seething. We've got a close-up of him here on our screens as he comes off, absolutely seething. All his teammates and stuff putting their hands out to give a high five, and he's just stone-faced, sits down, angry.
So replaced by Matias Fernandes-Bardo, who also came on as a sub in the first game against Egypt. Goalkeeper's got to come out of his penalty area here. Judged well by Berenvand. Now he's got to get back into his goal, but he had to come scampering out there to get to the ball ahead of a Belgian attacker. 0-0 on 5 Live. Iran trying to get the passes going, but this has not been something that they've been doing through the game. They're not used to having attacking momentum, and another attack breaks down here. Back to Courtois for Belgium. Over to Castagna playing at right back since coming on to replace Mounier. Castagna full and plays it up towards the halfway line, looking for Luca Bacchio. Really brave there to win an interception. And Iran have got an opportunity here to the byline. Down the left-hand side, it's pulled back. The attempt of a shot. Tarabi couldn't get clean connection. Namati couldn't either. Still alive, however. And there are white shirts up in the penalty area. Belgium with everyone back behind the ball. Jahan Bash fancies the shot. Whistle had blown before he took it anyway, and Iran were caught offside in the build-up again.
They don't mind throwing players forward. They're on the front foot now. When Belgium were trying to clear the ball, the defence of Iran, they're on the shoulder of all the forward-thinking Belgians, and they're just getting to the ball first. They're both sprinting, but Iran at the moment are really on the front foot in the starting blocks to get onto the ball first.
Berenvand has made 7 saves in the game, but Courtois has had to put up big moments too. No doubt about that. 90 seconds of the 90 minutes remain in Los Angeles. Throw in for Belgium on the far side. Any goal now would be a winning goal. This is Leandro Trossard trying to find some space. Very little of that available on the edge of the area. Siat here, the defender, the long hair up from the back. Belgium desperately seeking the late winner. Trossard dummies to shoot. Van Aken gives it to the right-hand side. A cross comes in. Tielemans had made a great run towards the back post there, but the cross doesn't find him from Castagna. Belgium still have possession. Into the final minute we go. Luca Bacchio out in his more familiar wing position here. Cuts it onto the left boot. Good ball in. Tielemans threw himself at it. Couldn't get the header. Flopped onto the ground, but it's not a foul. Tielemans, who makes those dangerous runs time and time again. But it's been the story of the day for Belgium, as this one goes to begging too.
Yeah, I mean, It's so frustrating because both sides now are out on their legs. They're both shattered. I mean, the sun's been beating down on the pitch for the whole of this 89 minutes that's gone. They must be shattered now. It's like waves and waves of attack. Iran attack, Belgium attack. Who's going to lose their concentration? Who's going to show us a bit of quality in this last few minutes?
Very much the closing stages. It's going to be interesting to see what's added on here for the stoppages. At the moment, Iran would be going to the top of the group. It would be Iran, then Belgium, with New Zealand and Egypt to play each other later. If either of those teams can win, the Kiwis and the Egyptians, they could be on top of the table in Group G tonight. But at the moment, as we move into 5 minutes of stoppages, it'll be Iran top of the table in Group G, and all the news element about it, everything that's happening back home for them, that's going to spur a lot of national pride for the Iranians. And I do think they've won over a few fans here. You can sense at times around when the red card went in, a lot of the neutrals are really, backing Iran to go and get at Belgium, and they still might. Here on the edge of the area, too crowded. Nearly fell for Tarabi. Hang on, it's still alive here. This is Namati, floated in just too high. Huge sigh of relief for Belgium. Trossard from inside his own penalty area has played a clever ball out of the back to Van Aken. Van Aken veers over into position on the right-hand side. Belgium are finding it difficult down to 10. That's a poor ball. Castagna should have kept it. He's given it away. Jahanbach, cushion pass in field, gets it back again. Iran still have time to go and grab a winner, but they're petrified they might concede one too. 0-0. 5 live for the BBC at the World Cup. Nobody's leaving early here. Castagna at the edge of his area again. Sort of slices the ball, not a full clearance. Trossard is still just on the edge of his own box here. Back to Teat. Belgium almost like rope-a-dope here, trying to suck Iran in, you feel, and then trying to slam them on a counter-attack, which might happen here. This is Van Aken. Early ball forward. Out to Fernandes Pardo, who's recently come on as a change for De Bruyne. Fernandes Pardo tried to shuffle it back into Van Aken. Here's Trossard picking up the second ball, holds it under his studs on the edge of the penalty area. That's good movement from Trossard. He's created space where there was none. Over to Luka Bacchio on the right-hand side. Tries to break into the penalty area. Challenged by Mohammadi. Dragged down to the middle there is Kahil Zadeh, and the ball goes out of play, and it's going to be a throw into Belgium, and there's still time, Dion, for a winning goal in this game.
The fans are trying to get involved now. They know it's on tenterhooks. This one could go anyway.
Luka Bacchio just outside the penalty area. Second wind for Belgium. Cross comes in from the right-hand side. The header is away and off target. And it was a decent leap from the defender, Brandon Mekela, who's only ever scored one international goal in his career, but he couldn't get the header on target. And it's a goal kick to Iran deep in stoppage time in LA.
It's been a great last 10-15 minutes, I've got to say, both sides having a go. Tielemans now is putting his hands in the air, palms to the sky, as if to say, come on, fans, help us out here.
The Hollywood Hills away to our left-hand side. There's even palm trees inside the stadium. I've only noticed them now. I thought all the palm trees were outside the stadium. There's palm trees under the roof here. This is Hollywood. They know how to do big endings here. Can there be a winning goal? Belgium against Iran, 0-0 at the moment. The 10 men of Belgium hoping that they've got one big moment left in them after an afternoon of near misses for the Europeans. This is Luka Bacchio. That's not a good touch. Teat gains control of it midway inside the Iranian half. Belgium playing from right to left as we look down. It's back out to Fernandes Pardo on the left-hand side. He plays with Lille in France. Good movement. Fernandes Pardo! Oh, he did it all right till the shot. Shuffled in on his right boot. Little chop turn. Had the angle, but a disappointing shot. He's blazed that.
Yeah, I mean, Pardo's got a proper good view of the whole of the goal there, and he just tries to put too much power on it. Just needs to curl that one into the far corner as he chops in onto his right foot from the left. Should really be hitting the target, making the keeper make another save.
Well, no Belgian player has scored a goal at this World Cup yet. The goal they got against Egypt was an own goal. And that'll be a surprise and a disappointment for Rudy Garcia. Is this going to be 2 games, 2 draws for the Belgians? Not if Trossard has his way. Arsenal, who produced so many late winning moments en route to the Premier League title, can Leandro Trossard inspire his other team in red to something similar here? We're into the final minute of the 5. Luka Bacchio into the penalty area, back out of the box, shoots towards the far top corner, and that had the goalkeeper worried. Berenvand was diving full stretch, and it was just beyond his grasp, but just beyond the post too.
Yeah, I mean, Luca Bacchio there's done the absolute opposite to Fernandez Pardo on the left-hand side. He's coming from the right to the left, trying to curl it in the other corner that time. And they both missing the target.
Belgium.
Two good half chances, Connor.
Belgium do usually get through the group stage. 7 of their last 9 World Cups, they've gone into the knockouts. It's going to be up for grabs as it is at the moment. They're hard to beat, Belgium, but they're not winning games. This is all clogged up around the halfway line at the moment. Ball's gone out of play, and that's going to be a throw-in for Belgium. Rudy Garcia is rubbing his face. These are really tense moments for the two coaches now. And there it is. There is the full-time whistle. The game ends. The heroics of Ali Rizera Berenvand, the Iranian goalkeeper, has time and time again denied Belgium. And Kevin De Bruyne and Romelu Lukaku and company have drawn their opening 2 games at this World Cup. They will be disappointed with that. By contrast, given the circumstance, what's happening at home, the war with the USA, having to fly in within 24 hours of a game and get out of the country again, far from ideal. But Iran are rising to the occasion, and they are unbeaten through their first 2 games, Dion.
I mean, Berenvand, I've got to say, and Courtois as well, making really good saves. 2 keepers, 2 men of the match by a long stretch. Belgium again flattering to deceive, having all the ball in the first half, but not really doing anything with it. No potency. Lukaku couldn't get in the game apart from that first challenge when he got his yellow card. He didn't really give us anything. De Bruyne was all over the pitch trying to create things. Trossard, I think, was very good today as well. But Iran as a whole, as a team, they stayed together, they stayed compact, they attacked together, and they defended together. They deserve the point.
Last time Belgium failed to win either of their opening 2 games in a World Cup was in 2002 in Japan and Korea. They drew the first 2 games of that tournament. The Belgians still went through, though, after winning the 3rd match. And there is going to be extra pressure now when the Belgians go to Vancouver to face New Zealand. And New Zealand will be in action later on tonight against Egypt. And this is a group to watch. Group G, very tight at this World Cup. Well, there was so many nearly moments today, Dion. That free kick, which was disallowed, Mehdi Taremi, that could have entered World Cup folklore had it stood. And then the red card and the other incidents through the game. But this one finishes a point apiece and a share of the spoils. 10 men Belgium 0, Iran 0.
Connor, Dion, thank you.